Flaky.
Okay, Boomer.
What's up, guys? How's everybody doing?
Bro, you're just flexing with that new computer.
Oh my god, it's like lightning, my guy. I'm just like, I'll get home and whip something up in 15 minutes, no problem.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Busy.
Man.
Yeah, busy guy. All right, I'm not gonna waste any time. We got our famous person waiting in the background. Can't keep him waiting too long. Oh, who's that?
Here he is.
Hello.
Uh-oh. Oh, there he is.
Famous person, dude.
Yeah, dude, you're the famous guy, man.
I got 7,000 subs. I mean, I
That's
appreciate it,
about
but
7,000 more than most of us.
Yeah, it's
Let's see your
literally
shirt.
7,000
Let's
more.
see your shirt. I think I know what that says. Yeah.
Oh,
Nice.
nice. What's up, baby J? How you doing, brother? What's going on, chat?
He's in the chat, but he's not gonna get on the stream.
No, doesn't look like he doesn't like me after that last one.
Ridiculous,
Chat's
man.
popping already. How's it
Yeah, I
going?
appreciate you having me though.
Dude, thanks for coming, man. Yeah,
Of course.
we're pumped to have you here. We got a bunch of stuff we want to talk about tonight. Just another wonderful boomer council. What can I say?
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm excited, man.
Huh?
Daryl said, "Nice shirt." Appreciate that, Daryl.
I love it.
Look at that.
All right,
ABJ
so-
says he can hop on. If
Oh well, dude, I sent you
want.
I sent a
Nah, we don't want
link. I sent a link in the Discord. So only person stopping you is yourself. Okay, so we've got some stuff we want to talk about today. It's been super slow for Star Wars news, right? Not a whole lot of stuff going on, but there's a couple different things I've been looking at that are kind of there's speculation. Josh was just talking about this. Grogu and Luke in the Book of Boba. Kind of an interesting thought. He's really kind of the only person that's actually put stuff out. We saw the hashtag show put out an article, and I'm like, great, more stuff to back it up. And then it just references Josh at Den of Nerds for that. So what do you guys think?
I don't know, man.
Go.
I think I feel like that there's so much to that. Like with Grogu and Luke, I don't know if they're going to try and put that into Book of Boba. I feel like maybe there could be like a teaser, but I feel like Book of Boba is going to be bounty hunter centric. I don't know that they're gonna throw, like, I feel like with Luke and Grogu, they're gonna use that as like the carrot in front of us, and like we're the racehorse, and they're gonna make us like keep wanting to see that. I don't know if they're just gonna give it to us right away.
Okay.
Yeah, I feel that. I feel the same way. I feel like it would be strange to continue that story in the Book of Boba Fett, because what the impression that I got, and I know we haven't even seen much at all about the show, but the impression that I got of Book of Boba Fett was that it's going to be very like a grounded show, like an underworld type, like exploring the underworld of Tatooine or whatever. Very grounded, like Mando season 1 type show. Like that's kind of what I picture, instead of having this big overarching story for the entire Star Wars universe. So yeah, that would be strange in my opinion. But
Not to mention, dude, how is Luke gonna meet up with Boba? Like, that's awkward.
yeah, that would be very weird.
It just feels like they're dangling, they're dangling, but it seems like whenever they don't talk about something, something's in the works. And
Right.
Everybody's talking about Book of Boba because that's what's on deck. Like, I agree with that. I agree with Old Star Wars Nerd. I think that's more of an Ahsoka thing that they'll see. Like, on the way, they might find Luke's school on the way to finding Ezra and Thrawn. I think that's more realistic than being Book of Boba, unless they're still hunting the baby. All right.
Well, for sure, they're still hunting the baby. I mean, they're looking for him for sure.
Well, I mean, Boba and Fennec said that they were, they were going to help them get Grogu back, and that was their debt to him, right? And
Right, until the child was safe.
He gave it.
Was that
to
a
Luke.
lifetime thing, or was it just to pick him back up? I don't really remember what he says.
I mean, he said until they get him. So they got him. Here's your baby.
Yeah.
We're cool. Debt's paid. You pieced out on the way out, and now they've gone their separate ways. I don't see them picking back up on the hunt unless they get a bounty for him. that's huge. Oh, okay, cool. I know how to find that kid. And if they get a bounty, then I could see them bringing in Luke and Grogu, and Luke, getting up on Boba, and then them having a cool epic Mandalorian versus Jedi battle that ends in a neutral.
Right.
Yeah, I really just hope it doesn't turn into that carrot on a stick thing where they just show us Grogu
Yeah.
and Luke, or show us
Yeah.
Luke or Grogu in every single Star Wars show just to make people excited. Please don't do that.
I mean, that's
Yeah.
what Vader's been.
Yeah.
Pretty much in
Yeah.
every Star Wars, man. It's like as soon as that guy shows up, it's game over.
I don't think, if I'm being honest, I don't think that they're gonna touch Luke and Grogu. Probably for like 5 years, because
What?
because look at this. Look at what they did to Luke in The Last Jedi and the reaction there. And look at how long it took for him to come back just for a split second to redeem that. Look at how many people got brought into Star Wars with Grogu. So you take the two of those, the old fans and the new fans, like you better know what you're doing, not just try and wing it and just like, hey, we're just gonna pop them in. Like I think
Yeah,
a
but-
legit storyline won't happen for a while.
Yeah, maybe a legit storyline, but I feel like at the same time, I always forget what the actual number was, but I think that the Mandalorian season 2 finale was replayed like an absurd amount of times.
Mm-hmm.
And Disney's seeing those numbers and they're like, okay, what happened in that episode to get people to replay it that much? Oh, it was Luke Skywalker. Put him in everything.
Yeah.
Let people watch everything that many times.
Don't
So-
do that.
Yeah. I mean, would John and Dave want to do that with their shows? Probably not. But
No.
Disney might be pressuring them to just throw them in there. Just get some more eyes on that. Get some more eyes on the episode.
That's the great thing about having Dave as executive creative now. Like he gets that decision. Like Kathleen, yeah, they're probably more of a lateral now than they are boss and subordinate. Because once you get to that level of VP of or president of, they're basically laterals. They're basically on the same pay grade. They just have different priorities. And she should stay on. She should promote these movies the way that she knows how to promote these movies as the lead of a company. She shouldn't dip her hands in it. If Dave's been handed the reins, let Dave do Dave. End of story. It's bad business to micromanage from an upper position.
I think they're already there, though. I mean, old Star Wars nerd said maybe they'll wait until KK is gone so they don't worry about her interfering. I think she's not really in a position to do that anymore.
She's not going anywhere either. Everybody's like, oh, she's
yeah.
she's
No, I
not
don't think
going
she's
anywhere.
leaving.
You guys are living in a fantasy world. I'm sorry to bust the bubble, because constantly bust bubbles, but Kathleen Kennedy's not going anywhere. They gave
I don't
John
know, man.
Favreau, or they gave Dave Filoni that promotion to even out the playing field and start over.
Do you think
Well-
she's going, Justin?
I don't think she's gonna leave Disney. I think she's gonna. Valiant Renegade put it in a perfect way. He talked to Cameron Pasha. I don't know how to pronounce the guy's name, but the insider, the
I know
Hollywood
who-
insider,
yeah.
Yeah.
talked to him on his channel, and he was saying that she's gonna fail upwards. And I was like, that's a perfect way to put it.
Yeah.
And she's gonna get
Hollywood,
promoted. Wait, what?
That's Hollywood. That's
Yeah,
exactly Hollywood. If you've ever lived or worked in Hollywood, fail up is a literal thing.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, I don't think she's gonna be in control of Star. I think she's gonna get phased out slowly, but I think she's gonna stay at Disney and stay in a position of power on paper for a long time. I don't think she'll be officially fired and publicly humiliated.
No,
everyone wants her to be.
absolutely not, dude. No.
The Bobs are not going to get rid of somebody that just brought in billions of dollars on a shit show. Right? They
Right.
brought in billions of dollars on a shit show, and there's no such thing as bad press. So they're creating more of a buzz by having this shit show of the sequels that they produced and having all of us continually shit and talk about them. Right? And then that's creating buzz in the environment regardless. So there's no bad press. She's not going anywhere. They just made the moves to make Star Wars better so she can work at Disney and make
Right.
Disney money. Her job is to make the Bobs money, not to service the fans. That's Dave's job now, is to service the fans. Is
And
to
thank
make,
God for that.
yeah. I mean, they put their pieces in play. They're going to leave them there. Nothing's changing for a couple years. Get used to it. Strap in, boys and girls. It's going to be a long ride if you think Kathleen's busy.
Now,
Well-
the question is, whenever Star Wars does do stuff similar to the sequel trilogy, are fans going to turn on Dave Filoni, or are they going to still blame Kathleen Kennedy? Because I feel like Dave Filoni's to blame now. Wouldn't happen.
Dude, I don't think they're going to turn on Filoni.
Yeah,
He's
I don't
got
think so
to
either.
create threads
Yeah.
that connect this stuff to make it make sense. That's what he's trying to do right now. As much as everybody hates it, his job is to create a new phase of Star Wars. The way that Marvel is in phase 4 right now.
Yeah.
His
4 or
job is
5.
his job is to get Star Wars to those phases, to start building to get to phases to where that whole thing makes sense. And Mando is a very good push in that direction.
That's a starting point for sure.
Well, I think, referencing Justin's question with Kathleen Kennedy and Dave Filoni, I think if everybody's like, hey, we're good now that Dave's there, Kathleen is slowly going to be transitioning out, I think there will be more pressure on him, and there needs to be more continuity. Because if, like, let's just say, like, when did the Force Awakens come out? Like 2016, 17, something
15.
like that? 15?
Yeah.
Dang, it's been that long. Okay, so let's say 6 years from now, 2027, let's say that we're in the same boat of Star Wars. I don't think people are going to be blaming Kathleen Kennedy. I can say, Dave, you didn't do your job.
Yeah.
Like, in 6 years, there should be major improvement. I think there will be. I don't know that it's going to be, like, absolutely mind-blowing and amazing, but I think there is going to be improvement over the years. But I think there is a lot more weight and pressure on Dave, and people are going to hold him more accountable.
Well, I think the thing too is that he's got to flesh all this stuff out, and it's going to take a lot of time. And so I think people are kind of bummed right now because they're like, "Where's all this Star Wars content? We already know the stories. How come we're spending so much time fleshing this stuff out?" But in order to build that Marvel style fan base, you have to set up these foundations. They have to be concreted.
I'm going to continue to run that platform. This is the year of Marvel. Next year is the year of Star Wars. And I think next year blows mind holes. I think everybody's
Speaking of which, I got this comment here. I'll never turn on Filoni's George's Apprentice, which is something else that we've all been talking about, right? There is the how do I do this? Somebody show me how to do this. That'll work.
You got it.
George Lucas to return to Star Wars. Anybody been looking at this stuff?
It's all hype. It's all basuda.
Think so?
He's
I don't know, man. That's what I thought too. Until I'd never believed this. We hear this every 2 months that George is coming back, but until Josh started talking about it, that's because he's always so skeptical about this kind of thing. Den of Nerds, Josh, by the way.
Yeah.
Like as soon as he starts talking about something like this, that's when I'm like, okay, this might be true. And the fact that he was so certain that it was happening, like he wasn't even questioning it. He was like, "This is happening, and if you don't believe me, you're gonna believe me in a few months." And I was just like, I don't know, man. That changed my mind on it. I think it actually could happen.
Partnership. He's not going to come back for a story position. He's not taking Pedro's job. He's not taking a VP position. He's just coming in to blow off some steam. If you're if you're an old mechanic, you're always going to jump back into the garage to try to build something, right? It's in your blood and you can't help it. And that's George right now. George is like, "Oh, my apprentice is in charge. Can I get a taste? I just need a taste. Just like give me the show that everybody's dogging. Andor, I'll take it. Sold." Right? Like, I mean,
here's my thought on that, though. I mean, yes, but no. We also know that the one thing George wanted to do, he was like, "That's fine. I'm selling it off to you. You got to make my sequel trilogy. I want my trilogy," right? And they decided to go a different direction, regardless of how you feel about that. He wanted his written, the story of the grandchildren, right? And so we know that, to anybody who's here watching who doesn't know, his treatment for the sequels was that Maul was going to become the crime lord. What's the Twi'lek, the red Twi'lek's name?
Maul's apprentice.
Oh my gosh,
Talon?
I'm gonna remember.
Darth Talon.
Thank you, Darth Talon. Yeah, so Darth Talon was basically going to become like the new Vader. Leia was going to be off, basically forming the new Republic, and Luke was going to be forming the new Jedi Order with the survivors from Order 66. That was his kind of sequel trilogy. And so we've already heard Darth Talon might be coming back in live action TV. To me, that sounds like, and we see Boba already going and starting the whole crime lord thing. I could see this as being the avenue in which we get George Lucas's sequel trilogy is fleshed out in these shows.
I'm going to play the skeptic because I think with George Lucas, look at how he treated the OT and with how much delegation there was. And then with the prequels, he went full bore and wanted complete control of everything. Mm-hmm. I think for him to see it where Star Wars, where it is now, then to come back as like an advisor or to just give a little bit of say, I don't think he can do it. I think he loves it too much. I think he's going to want full control. So I think he's like he has nothing to lose. Like it's his legacy. So I think he's going to be all in or not in at all.
Right. Well, this would be his swan song. This is it. If he's coming in, this is going to be it. Not for some reason, just my gut feeling. I don't think Andor is going to be his swan song. I think there's going to be something bigger that's going to happen. That's just me, but
I mean, he's said it a couple times. I mean, he's old, man. He's old, slowing down, and he doesn't have the stress capacity to handle all that shit like he used to.
Right.
He used to be able to hang with the best of them, man. Watch some of his interviews, dude. He's slowing down, and stress will kill you. And in that industry,
they damn near did in the OT when he was running between sets and trying to get everything done.
And look at the size of shit now. I mean, granted, you don't have. Granted, you can just go from one volume to the next and walk across the street, and you're in a new world. But that's a lot of pressure for him, also. I think coming in as an advisor, coming in and doing a show like, executive producer by George Lucas, cool. That gives him a taste. That gives us the taste. But to come in back full solid, taking over a position in an office, nah, man, nah.
Yeah, and he's always said it's tough for him to get back into the films because he feels like he has to micromanage everything. You know what I mean?
I think a show suits him. It's an episodic. Everyone is like a little movie, and he can come in and do his thing. I just don't think he's coming back full time.
Well, everybody, let's welcome in Lucky Tigers. The first time here, we have an Imperial in our midst. How's it going, Lainey?
It's going good. It's hot.
Yep.
It's hot here too.
It's hot.
How's the move coming along? Is the move coming along?
Yeah, I've been like working on packing stuff. I mean, I don't move till August, but I know I'm gonna be stressing about it more then.
Well, just relax, hang out. We're in Boomer Council. We're all a bunch of boomers, all right? ABJ's here somewhere. I don't know what he's doing. I think he was beating his dog or something. I don't know.
I think his dog attacked him.
I am a millennial in a Boomer Council.
Yes.
I'm a millennial too.
I'm an Xer, so I'm probably the oldest one here.
No, we're all boomers.
I'm black.
There
you
is.
win.
First thing you say. First thing you say.
ABJ, what do you think about Kathleen Kennedy? Can you talk right now or no?
Hold on 1 second. I'm restarting my camera. I'm trying to get my camera to work, so I don't know what's going on with it. So I might have to restart my PC. So if I do, I apologize.
We'll wait for you patiently. We'll just keep we'll keep everything quiet until you get back.
What did you say about Kathleen though? What about her?
Do you think she's gonna lose power at Star Wars? Do you think she's gonna get fired completely or just stick around? And
everything I've heard lately suggests that she's not going anywhere anytime soon. At the very least, she's gonna finish Indy. I know that's not what people want to hear. I made a video on it. People were kind of mad at me. I'm like, bro, I'm just telling you what I heard. So,
are they ever going to finish Indy though? Harrison Ford got hurt already. He stepped on set and broke his ankle. So,
wait, what? That happened for real?
No, I don't know about stepping on set, but
he got
hurt.
injured.
I mean, the man's like 80. What do they expect? He's playing in an action movie.
Yeah,
he's 150 years old.
I don't even know why they're doing another one. Like,
there's
Kingdom of the
Batman.
Crystal Skull sucked.
There's Batman and there's Indiana Jones. They're like the only two humans alive that can outrun bullets. And you mean to tell me you got this old man trying to outrun bullets on set? Like, it doesn't. I knew that wasn't gonna work out. Did he just break something when he tried to film Force Awakens too?
Yeah, he got hurt on Force Awakens too, and then I think
was like 7 years ago.
He landed his plane on like a taxiway instead of the runway. Like, Harrison, just hang it up, dude. We love you. Just hang it up.
I love that man. I mean, like, he's one of my favorite actors of all time. I mean, he gave us Han Solo and Indiana Jones, but like, bro, I'm sorry, man. You're old.
And you guys know the Harrison Ford origin story, right? Everybody
Solo? Wasn't a huge
no. The Harrison Ford.
You're talking about like how he actually got the role?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
he was doing the read-offs.
No, he was a carpenter on the set.
Yeah.
And they were a Han Solo short. And they're like, hey, bro, we're one short. Will you come read this? And he's like, hold on. Let me put down my piece of wood and my saw. He goes over there and reads it. And the producer's like, holy shit, that was great. And kept getting upped and upped and up until he was finally reading with Carrie and Hamill. And there's the birth of Harrison Ford.
I think he was doing readings with like Kurt Russell too. They were looking at doing Kurt Russell for Han Solo, and yeah, it's good stuff.
He was just in the right place at the right time, saying, yeah, building cabinets. He was just a carpenter, union carpenter, building sets for Star Wars or something. Hey, we're one guy short. Come read this
That's
shit.
kind of the same as Liam Neeson too. Liam Neeson was like a forklift driver in a warehouse until he was 40 something, and then they're like, okay, hey, come on in.
That's a trip.
Yeah,
I didn't know that.
Yeah, dude. Harrison Ford was a fluke. Just not even planning on being an actor. Just right place, right time, right moment in the universe.
So you're saying there's hope for me? That's what
there
I'm
is hope.
going to restart my computer because I don't know what's going on with my camera. So
all right, buddy. We'll see you in a minute. Yeah, I think about that frequently. I'm like, dude, Liam Neeson was a forklift driver. Like, I fix air conditioners. I could be a friggin' Jedi when I'm like 43. I'm game, man.
Adam Driver was a Marine before he was, comes from everywhere, man. Just right place, right time, right role. Sometimes these no-name actors play one role, and you're like,
yeah, it can work the other way too.
Oh, in a big way.
Yeah,
it's like a one-hit wonder.
All right, next question. Got to move on. Who hired Cad Bane? So I know I've kind of got my opinion already. So I mean, I think last that we heard about Cad Bane, he was in prison, right? After the Clone Wars, I think he was in prison for the whole Chancellor Palpatine arrest thing.
They didn't get him, did they?
I don't know.
I don't think so. I think the last thing we saw Cad Bane, wasn't he stealing holocrons?
Yeah, he was. It was the Force sensitive children, and then he robbed those 4 kids.
Yeah. So last time we saw Cad Bane,
I thought he got caught after that.
Let's find out.
I could have sworn Luke Skywalker arrested him.
I'm gonna be honest. I have no idea.
I'm a terrible fan. Yeah, I'm having trouble.
I have no idea.
Yeah. Okay. So this is what I was thinking. Yeah, Palpatine let him go and gave him a ship. So I would think that everybody's saying the Kaminoans hired Cad Bane, but I feel like Palpatine probably hired Cad Bane.
That's me too. That's what I think.
Does he know? Does he know about her?
Know what?
Does he know about Omega?
He has to know. Like,
I mean,
the way they've built him up, he knows everything.
It seems like the Kaminoans are hiding that phase. They didn't tell the what's his name? Radcliffe. The Imperial.
Rampart?
What about Rampart and Tarkin being there? I mean,
but that's what I mean.
It wouldn't take long for info to get back.
But he said there's 5 of them, and then there were 5 of the Bad Batch. And they didn't all put together that she was a clone until Tech told them. So no one really put that math together except for Tech. So I don't see why Tarkin or his lackey would put that math together either.
Or I mean, what if it just comes down to why was Omega created? What if it? I mean, there could be a whole thread where Palpatine's more involved. I know it's not a super popular opinion, but I don't know that necessarily Omega is a Palpatine clone, but there can definitely be a thread there where Palpatine, because his whole drive is to live forever, to escape death. And so she could just be an experiment, and maybe he wants to make sure that his investments are secured. I mean, I think when you're talking about the stuff they're doing with Marvel and building, you have Omega, you have Grogu. There's probably going to be another type of very young new character that's going to be brought that we're going to be interested in. I think all of this is just going to be, honestly, I think all of this is building up to try and salvage the sequels and not to abandon them, to have them make some kind of sense. That's what I think most of all of this is building to. Yeah, just to me, that's why I think Palpatine would be the one to hire Cad Bane.
I just think it's a little on the nose, right? If you know where Cad Bane was last, if you really are sweaty, I think that's a little on the nose for Cad Bane.
It is a kid show.
Supposed to be anyway.
What do you guys think, Justin? Laney?
I really, I'm gonna be honest, I'm not really keeping up with the Bad Batch that much, but I do have a question. I've only watched like the first 2 episodes, and then I watched the most recent one. Has Omega like been showing signs of being like enhanced in some way? Like I remember the first episode, she knew someone was behind a wall or something behind a door before anyone else knew, and I was just like, okay, that's kind of weird. Has she been showing signs like in the episodes between?
Yeah, it's not as direct, but yeah.
What was it? The one where she got the like bow and stuff. She couldn't even use it the first time, and then the second time she uses it, she does it perfectly.
And not to mention, and was that the first episode? She crosshairs Crosshair, shoots the rifle out of his hand, and then she also shows like some force intuition with the creatures. Yeah, Sid.
So do we think that she's a force sensitive clone? Is that what people are thinking?
I just feel like force sensitive is a real strong word. I mean, they're hinting at it like it would be, but I don't know.
I think that's a red herring.
I'm not necessarily gonna say that she's like force sensitive, but kind of like what was being said in the comments. I think she's kind of like a combination of all 5 of them. So she's already showing that she's already showing perfect aim and stuff. So that's kind of already one trait for her. So I think she's gonna start showing the traits for the rest of them in future.
How's she gonna pull off Wrecker though?
I don't know.
I think she kind of already has. I mean, I think you see her in a day or in this short amount of time with the bow, like you were saying.
That's true.
That day she can't, and then at the end of the episode, she's just plucking people off. If you look in the premiere episode when she's in the rafters, she barely smashes down on and the whole thing crumbles on the Imperials, right? So
this is true.
I think she is a combination of all their DNA, of all their specialty traits, but I think that the only way they could get that to work was the extra chromosome. That's why she's a girl. Is they needed that extra chromosome to make that combination stick, so to speak.
So you can only clone females force sensitive?
No, you can only clone female clones that have all 5 of those attributes.
Oh.
So wasn't Omega like originally a medical clone or something like? So she was helping out in the facility.
Yeah, she was helping them.
I think that was a ruse so they could monitor all day without raising suspicion.
That's what I was about to say.
Yeah.
Maybe
like what? Go ahead, man. I keep cutting you off. Go ahead.
No, it's all good. Maybe I don't know how to word. I'm trying to think of how to word this, but maybe the Empire had Omega made like on purpose. And they were like, this is a clone to help you out in the medical facility. Don't let her go out into battle because she's not meant for that. Like they wanted to hide her abilities, but like without making it obvious. Like I don't know. I don't know how to work. I gotta think of that more. But
I'm wondering if like because of that, if the Empire knows and they're trying to like go after them to get her, I'm wondering if maybe she's like the reason they like, or the person they modeled like Death Troopers after. They wanted them to kind of be having all these characteristics like, strength. They can predict your weaknesses. They can, do all that. So I'm wondering if that's kind of what it leads up to.
I like that.
I was thinking with the clones, you see how they age quickly and just basically they've enhanced their physical genetics to where they become like basically super soldiers really quickly. And so I'm wondering with Omega if they were trying something like with her mind, like trying to make it to where her mind is extremely advanced and grows quickly. Because I don't know, maybe they could
eat a whole Subway sandwich on the stream, dude.
Did you guys see the thing about Subway and tuna?
Yeah.
Yes. Oh my god.
My dog wants some.
I had one like day before yesterday, and Justin sends that to me over Twitter. I'm like, "Are you kidding me, man?"
As a black man and a connoisseur of sandwiches, I cannot accept Subway tuna.
Well, it's not tuna.
I still like it. It tastes good. Yeah, who knows what it is, but it's tasty.
Yeah, who cares? Honestly.
Ooh, what about that, man? No, because they didn't know that they didn't know that Omega would get yanked out by Clone Force 99.
Or maybe they did.
Dun, 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 dun.
But then who would have hired Cad Bane to come take her back? I don't know.
I still think the Kaminoans hired maybe the guild to come grab her. I mean, Fennec's on the hunt. We see Cad Bane grab her. It just seems like there's more than one bounty hunter in the mix, and you hear Lama Su talking and saying, "Do you really want to get more involved?" I think they hired Finnick originally, and when she didn't get it done, now they're desperate and they had to add another bounty hunter or two. I would like to see Boba's crew on Slave One show up and maybe steal her from him, and then see Boba take her back to Camino and have some weird flashbacks.
So kind of like the Battle of the Bounty Hunters thing, where everybody's fighting over Han and Carbonite kind of deal, except it's Omega.
Yeah, kind of.
I like it, but I feel like it detracts too much from the Bad Batch themselves. You know what I mean? That's like a whole different plot line, and now we're on the back nine of this show, and they need to start closing up some plot threads quick.
Unless
This
they're
is totally off topic, but I would like to formally announce my retirement from YouTube.
No.
Are you gonna do ASMR where you just do
Eat
mukbangs
sandwiches all
and
day?
eat?
I'll watch it.
No, nah, I don't know. I'm thinking about starting a whole other channel, just doing different stuff, or I might start making videos regularly again. I don't know if y'all noticed this, but I've been so sporadic lately. So
I can see you love Marvel a lot, and you want to do Marvel content.
Until it gets quiet in Marvel.
I feel like I've been talking about this forever. I just need to choose on what I'm going to do.
Well, you're pretty good at eating sandwiches on live streams. I mean, it's not a bad idea. You could just pop in, eat some sandwiches on live streams, pop out, get some supers here and there.
Do it in a hot tub.
Whatever it is. Yeah, do it in a hot tub for sure.
I'm good on that. I don't think no one wants to see that. But who knows? Maybe I can eat some subs and be like, hey, if you want to see me eat another sub, you send me $5, go get another one.
Baby J is going to be like 600 pounds and a ripped man. Did someone say steak? Anyway.
Sub.
So,
Sub to my
Marvel-
channel.
where were we?
Marvel is really cool right now, just because, that's just the hot thing right now. Like Obsession said, I've been saying that forever too. This is Marvel's year, and next year will be so much more fun with Star Wars. I think.
I agree, man. Next year's going to be fire, and I think it's going to go from Doom Street. I think from beginning of January, they're going to give us something, and it's just going to keep tumbling.
What do we have in 2020? We got Andor, Obi-Wan, Ahsoka, and possibly Mando season 3,
and Boba.
Yep.
Boba will go into 2022 too. So yeah, that's crazy.
Dude,
it's going to be an amazing year. I'm excited too because it's all going to start going into winter, and I don't have to be such a psychopath at work during wintertime. Summer's absolutely nuts right now. It's like I start at 5 a.m. and I'm not done till 11 o'clock at night. I'm really looking forward to having a lot of Star Wars content to talk about and a really easy work schedule. It's going to be a great time for X-Wing. I'm so excited.
Yeah.
Speaking of X-Wing, I see what you're doing over here, and I respect it. 515 subscribers.
Yeah.
Growing daily.
Actually.
That's 515 more than I had when I started.
Got ABJ, Laney, and Justin has lost big shots on your channel.
Big shots. Big timers, man.
I see it.
Yes.
And I respect it.
Well,
And he scraped the bottom of the barrel and found me.
No, I think I'm sucking hind tit here. I think I'm on the back of the train.
But y'all see, I didn't even mention y'all. So
That's okay.
Way to go, ABJ. You just come on here eating sandwiches, putting people down. Is this what happens when you become a big time YouTuber? You just eat sandwiches and talk shit?
big time. I'm actually trying to auction off my channel. just sell it for $30.
Sold.
Just
Give me
sitting
all
there
your
collecting
followers.
dust.
I'll take them right now.
Obsession is officially now a Black Jedi.
Nah. Yeah, that's
Imagine someone
to
clicking
change
on.
the name.
Imagine someone clicking on a Black Jedi's channel and see.
Obsession's right there.
We've taken over this channel. That'll go over well with the woke nation.
This will now become
Man.
a White Jedi.
ABJ has been whitewashed.
It was that test he took about his privilege. He found out he was privileged. He's like, I don't want to do this anymore. I can't do this anymore.
It's all fun and games. Sis. If you laugh at this, you're racist. So
I'm not racist. I hate everybody.
I'm an authority figure on this. I'm black, so I get to choose who's racist.
Oh God. Anyway, so we were talking about Star Wars here on this Star Wars live stream. If anybody hasn't already, go ahead and go follow Two Star Wars Nerds, Star Wars Obsession, Justin is Lost, and XoLuckyTiger on Twitch. She plays video games. It's a lot of fun. I was in there the other day, enjoying myself, just watching some. Well, there were some technical difficulties for sure, but you got it up and running. Got it going good.
Well,
you have no idea how, dude. I do the same shit every single time.
So that was like the first time I experienced that issue, because this isn't my computer, and for some reason, whenever I was trying to import all my stream stuff, for some reason it messed up the transition for the game capture, and then just like the game when it's in the loading. So I just have to keep switching between one and the other.
Yeah, the whole technical thing is the stuff we have to go through to put ourselves on YouTube sometimes. This is a good one here. Get us back on the rails here. So, old Star Wars nerd coming in saying, no one wants to talk about the Acolyte and their writers that have never seen Star Wars. I honestly, when I first heard it, I had an emotional reaction. I'm like, are you kidding me? Why the F would you have anybody in a room writing a Star Wars show that's never seen Star Wars? But I did my research.
They've never seen it?
Yeah, dude. What's the name of the lead on that? Leslie Headland. Yeah, she was doing an interview and was like, "Yeah, one of our writers never even saw Star Wars." She's like, "What? Luke and Leia are brother and sister?" And I'm like, "What the hell are you thinking? What?" And then I did a little bit of research. I looked into it, and the more I think about it, I think it's kind of harmless. Look, they have one person that's never seen Star Wars before. Whatever, not a big deal. Look, if it were me and I was hiring writers, I would never hire somebody that's never seen Star Wars. That's just me. And
I'd probably make those writers look bad.
Well, and dude, the thing is like, what she's saying, I don't want a bunch of yes men. I need fresh creative minds. Well, okay. What happened in all the other Star Wars movies? They were all Star Wars fans that made Star Wars. You know what I mean? Just because you love Star Wars doesn't make you a yes man if you're writing for a show. That's the logic that they're trying to say, and I don't buy it.
I got a serious question, actually. And I don't mean any disrespect or any this is actually serious. I'm not trying to be funny or nothing, or what is her name? Leslie what? What is her name?
Leslie Headland.
Did she used to be a dude? Does anyone know? Did she transition?
I don't know, bro, but
I don't even know.
I don't know. I don't know if that's.
Let's go ahead and move on to the next topic.
It's not important because she looks like, kind of mannish. I'm the only person that thinks that.
Sometimes a fresh perspective can be a good thing. Yeah, I agree for sure. I get that, but at the same time, just. But at the same time, you can get a fresh perspective from somebody who's already seen Star Wars.
Yeah, because think about it this way. X-Wing, you work in AC and refrigeration or just AC?
Mm-hmm. AC and refrigeration, yeah.
AC and refrigeration. I have an 18-year-old guy that I'm close to, just part of my job, and he just graduated from trade school for AC and refrigeration. And I can guarantee you in the trades, they would never say, you know what, we need a new perspective on how to fix AC and refrigeration. So we're going to bring in...
Let's get a fresh look. Let's bring a chef in.
We're going to bring in a singer.
Let's get a chef in here.
See how it goes.
What do you think? Look at this thing. What do you think? What do you think about it?
Yeah, it's technical, but really, people are complaining it's hot. Let's get someone who doesn't know AC, and I think that'll change things up.
Yeah. Sheiv just sent me a DM. Are you on? Yeah, bro.
Well, she also said that she just wanted to have the best group of writers that can make the best script, which is kind of understandable more than the wanting the fresh perspective thing. That doesn't make any sense. That's stupid. Right. But if you just want to form a group of writers and you make that writer do their research and it's just one of the writers, I think it's okay. I think it'll be fine.
I mean, if you have a writer's room full of people that actually know what the hell they're talking about,
right,
and then you got the young person in the corner, but if that's the lead writer, that's kind of I don't know.
I'm just kind of wondering if that's what happened with the helicopter lightsabers, they brought somebody in who didn't know Star Wars and they're like, what if the Inquisitors just spun their lightsabers really fast and then they flew? And everybody's like, you know what? That's a fresh take. I like that. Let's use that.
I mean, I can't really hate on that I like it as a coward's escape, and that's kind of what Inquisitors are.
Why don't you
Like,
just force jump?
Like, because they're not as well trained. They're
Yeah.
I mean, to
Yeah.
be fair with what Justin said, good writers are good writers.
Mhm.
And so I think it just depends on the level of involvement, because a good writer can actually help clean things up and make sure that things are tidy from an outside perspective. But to Obsession's point as well, it all hinges on how much power and authority do they have in the show.
It honestly feels like they're just trolling the fan base, though.
Yeah, I feel
Or like
that.
they needed something to talk about.
or it
I
could
think
have been
that
could have been a political hire, guys. I mean, there's a lot of
Nah.
politics that goes on with this shit. This could be the niece or nephew or boyfriend's uncle's cousin of somebody important.
It was Harvey Weinstein's
Former
assistant, I read
yeah.
somewhere.
Oh,
yeah,
then
she was.
she
It
deserves
just seems like they're
definitely
trolling the
deserves
fan base.
a shot in the real world. You had to deal with that monster for all those years. You
But
deserve
what makes you say that, ABJ? Like, where did that come from?
Because like these kind of statements come. Oh yeah, we hired people that haven't even seen Star Wars before. Oh, Luke and Leia sisters, what? Like, it just seems like something like you say just to be like, yeah, the fans will love this.
Just to
like,
piss him off.
Yeah, like
I think it's the other way around, man. I think that a lot of the stuff that she said I'm not even a fan of her. I don't think the show's gonna be as good as it would have. The concept is so cool. I don't like that person running a Star Wars show. But anyway, I think a lot of people took her words out of context and tried to make it into this outrage. I don't think she was trying to troll. I think it was the other way around. People wanted to be mad about it as soon as she said something.
Right.
It just depends on where that person falls in the hierarchy. If they're the writer that's getting coffee, then I'm cool with it. If they're the writers that's making final cuts at the end of the day, I'm not cool with it, because I feel like if you're going to be writing on a show, you don't hire people that, I mean, yes, you do hire people like the writers of Rick and Morty and the writers of The Office. You do bring those people into the fold because they're great writers. I agree with you guys. But at the same time, you have to know the content. They didn't bring in somebody random to write Loki, and the script in Loki is dope, right? They're not bringing in amateurs to do that. They're bringing in pros. And that's really, it just depends on if there's a writer room of 10 people, I'm not scared. If there's a writer room of 3 people, then that scares me.
Yeah, and also if you hire a really good, like, a group of writers that hasn't, you can't have a group of writers that hasn't seen it, but if you have one and you have someone on the project like Dave Filoni overseeing it, but he's not involved, like if he was there to say, no, actually, these characters wouldn't do this, so you have to change that, but he's not there. Like Leslie Headland, I don't even think I haven't seen the interview, but supposedly she did an interview where she was asked what her favorite Star Wars movie was, and she couldn't name one. Like she literally, like she started a couple times and she was like, I like all of them. Like she couldn't name her favorite Star Wars. It's like,
I don't think that's true though, because wasn't she heavily involved in the sequel trilogy?
I don't know. Was she?
Thought she was. I can do some research. Let me do some research. Talk amongst yourselves.
Are those Star Wars movies though? I mean,
How is it possible to never see Star Wars and not know that Luke and Leia are siblings though? Like even in our culture, I feel like that's just
they did
you
kiss.
just know it.
Yeah, that's strange to me, especially if if the writer, he or her, graduated from film school without seeing Star Wars. Like what? That's kind of crazy.
Yeah.
Or I don't know, grew up on planet Earth.
I was gonna say, like, how is somebody
Come on,
not
bro.
seen Star Wars, dude? Okay, all
Well,
right.
you
So
can-
it didn't look like she did, actually.
You can tell, kind of like what Star Wars Obsession was saying with Loki. You know that the writers for that show know what they're doing, because a lot of the people that, like, a lot of the stuff they've had in the episodes so far is based on like from the comics, and it's the ones that are getting the most reaction. Like, for instance, everyone lost their mind when Loki's sex was announced as fluid, but that's been established in the comics already. So for me, watching the show wasn't really like surprising to see some of this stuff. And it's always these small little things. It's not like they're making the whole episode about it. They're just kind of acknowledging the material from the comics because it adds to it.
And I completely missed that in the episode. There was, I mean, no spoilers or anything, but I completely missed, where did the whole like Loki's bi thing come from? Loki's.
I kind of feel like
He's bi in the comics too. It's been like well established.
But it was something was said in the show. Like I completely missed it if it was there.
Yeah, when they were having a conversation at the table, and she was like, "You must have had a lot of princesses or princes," and he was like, "Yeah, a bit of both." That's it.
Okay,
That's
see, like I completely missed it.
It's like a 10-second acknowledgement of the material from the comics. Like I said, they're not making the whole episode about it, and I think when that was trending with the director and stuff, I think it was kind of taken a little too far. I think in a way she was just, like I said, she was just trying to acknowledge it, but I think it was taken out of context rather than, you know, I don't know. People kind of like lost their mind over it.
Dude, I saw the internet on fire, and I'm like, I just finished the episode. I didn't see anything about that.
Yeah.
I saw nothing about that.
I was super close to being like, oh, ABJ, jump right in on this. Make your like one of your first Marvel videos be super controversial. People love the controversy. You know, something like, you know, Marvel writer says purpose of Loki. Yeah, right. But see, that's the thing though. Like I had to be honest with myself and be like, yo, look, I could really just like twist this and make it like, see what they're doing. The whole purpose of the show was just to introduce him as a bisexual character. That's all I care about. But that's not like, no, that's not really what she meant.
People were equally upset that the other Loki, the other variant, was a girl. Like, it's just people want to get mad at shit.
It's
like,
because
look, I'm sorry, I don't mean to interrupt. There's a thing that I believe in my mind, and it's in, pardon my French, but it's give a fucks. Right. When we're young and you have Twitter, you have a gazillion of those to give out. And so you're throwing them like darts at every target. But when you get older, you stop caring about that shit. Right. You have less of those to give out. So you save them for things you really care about. There's a lot of hate on the internet, and a lot of this is coming from Twitter. And really, I don't really use that as a barometer for what is really out there. I use that as a barometer for how much hate there is for that topic, not how much love usually. So really, if you're basing the Twitter sphere is going ballistic, yeah, because they're down to hate everything that's going on. Whether Loki's a girl in one variant or Loki's a mushroom in a variant, they're gonna hate Loki that's a mushroom. It doesn't matter.
I'm gonna say this on your live stream, X-Wing, and don't let this.
You might want to mute ABJ real quick.
Nah.
It's about to bomb my entire channel, dude. I just made 515. Come on, bro.
It's nothing wild. Look, if this ever comes back on anyone, don't let it come back on X-Wing. I said this, so I know for sure some of your favorite YouTubers like to get fake mad all the time. All right, like I'm not gonna name names, but some of your favorite YouTubers, they love being fake mad because that gets some real views.
Yeah,
and I just can't bring myself to be fake mad about something. Like if I'm gonna be passionate and talk about something, like I'm just gonna like I need to like be real on the tube, right? I'm not gonna just get on the mic and be like, I know everyone's upset. YouTube. So like that's the thing though. Like I feel like so many people, not just on YouTube, but even on Twitter, people who don't content create, they see their favorite creators get upset about something, or they see like it's like that thing where you're just trying to fit in with the rest of the crowd, and you don't even like, you're not even really that upset, but you're like, yeah, you're just agreeing, like, yeah, that was stupid, wasn't it? Like,
yeah,
like,
they're on the hype train.
Or you even convince yourself, like you'll convince yourself in your head, you'll be like, yeah, I guess that was kind of dumb, and then you're outraged, you're on Twitter fake outraging as well, and it's just.
That's all Twitter is too. If you see a tweet that's got 3 retweets, and this is why I stay off Twitter. The only reason I have it is to talk to you guys. But I mean, you see something that's got 7.1 million retweets and everybody's mad about it. You're like, yeah, I'm going to put in my 2 cents. I'm part of this community. And it's like, really? Are you though? Yeah. Are you really mad about this?
If it wasn't to stay on top of like what's going on, because like, well, if I ever start making videos on a regular basis again, that was like my whole point of having Twitter. It's just so I could stay up on what's going on, so I could be like, oh, I want to make a video about this. That's if it wasn't for that, I would not have Twitter. It's literally the only reason.
Feel that. By the way, congratulations, Aiden, on graduating.
I just got a question. I don't want to. I'm not trying to bring anything controversial up, but I just have a question. Does no one else find it weird that these Disney, like Marvel, Star Wars, they're kind of they feel the need to identify everyone's sexualities? Does that not seem weird? Like just all of a sudden, Like
It's the mouse, dude. This wasn't a thing when LucasArts and Lucas owned Disney, owned Star Wars. That's the mouse. The mouse
Yeah.
puts the mouse. That's what Disney does, dude. They put labels on everything so that they can say, "Oh, we have a bi character.
that. Yeah,
Oh, we have that's
that's what I said too. I was like, I'm calling it right now. They're gonna use Loki for Pride Month before it's over.
I think in this case it can be kind of like this is not really being an issue, mainly because, like I said, it's been established in the comics for all these things for Loki. So I have no issue with it. But in terms of like Star Wars and stuff, like for instance, the new trilogy, it felt forced. It felt like they had to force their opinions, force their views into the movies when they didn't really need it, versus they're just acknowledging something from the comics that they wanted to add, but not make it full focus and ruin the story.
Yeah, especially the Lando thing that felt super forced. Like, oh, he's such a ladies'
That
man.
was
I guess
odd.
he likes
Yeah.
everybody. Everyone likes him. Yeah, but the Loki thing, I mean, I
Yeah, I'm
think
not talking
even
about
too
that.
it fits with his character, right? Like you can like
Yeah, he's like Lucifer. It's like Lucifer vibes.
you can just
Yeah.
imagine that this dude probably like likes dudes.
Look,
He doesn't
and,
care
like,
what he's doing, just so long as he's doing.
Yeah.
He likes
No.
to
I was-
party.
I
He likes
think
to
it
be down.
also goes to show you how little people really know the characters when they're raging on social media about something that's already kind of been known by people who do their research or like are familiar with the character.
Well, I can speak to Star Wars. I maybe this is shocking, but like I'm not the biggest Marvel fan. It's just not my thing. Like I enjoy hearing people talk about it. So like when I hear stuff like that, like Lainey, when you're saying that, I'm like, okay, that makes sense. It's in the comics. But I think about what you said, even with Star Wars. Like, was it Force Awakens or which one was it where they actually had
Rise of Skywalker, the ending.
Yeah, where they had
What was that?
the two lesbian characters in the background kissing,
Yeah.
like in Celebration. But
They
then,
basically zoomed in on it.
but then in China they
I
removed
remember
it. They removed
I
that
don't.
clip.
I don't remember that either.
Yeah, so it's this very it was just kind of just this random plug, kind of in response to culture. But then in China, where the culture is very different, it was removed. And I think that right there is like if you're going to do that, if you're a writer inputting yourself into a story, or if a company, if you decide you're going to make a stand for anything that can be divisive, whether people agree with it or not, whether it should be, it's like you have to stand to it. And the
Well, they don't
fact that
care.
it's changed in China, I mean, that shows exactly where their loyalties lie.
They
And
care about
that's-
the market.
that's my
They
problem.
They don't care about causes. They
The
care
cause, yeah,
about,
exactly.
And look, on a human standpoint, I can't say like what's his name, Bob Chapek doesn't care about certain things. Like maybe to him all Black lives do matter. I don't know, but like for him, like he has to look at it as Disney as a brand, as a company. He has to look like what does this market, like what can we do in this market that will sell or that will bring attention to this or whatever that's new and current, and what can we do in this market that people will appreciate. And that's all they care about, what the market they're trying to sell their product in wants. That's all they care.
Yeah,
And
they're-
those of us
and
that
to me-
know that stuff, we know it. Like we know that, and so when we see it, we're like, "Pfft, that's not genuine.
It bothers
That's not
everybody
heartfelt."
because we want. I mean, I think it's a human desire to want authenticity. Like, here's the thing: I've been married for like 9 years, and imagine if I told my wife like, "Hey, I'm going to be married to you like 90% of the time, but 10% of the time, like I'm going to go do my own thing." Like I'm pretty sure any decent human being would say, no, that's wrong. You should be 100% committed. And then all of a sudden when it becomes a corporation, you can be like, hey, you don't actually have to have any moral standards. You can just do whatever you want. You can be a chameleon and change to your environment. And as
Right.
long as it's for the dollar, it's okay.
because no one holds them accountable.
Yeah.
No one is going to stop. I mean, people do stop watching it because of it, but not enough people to actually make a change. Because the stuff they make is good. It's enjoyable to watch, man. It's hard to stop watching that stuff.
That's a cute cat, man.
She's an
But
evil cat.
The only cause that they care about is money. So the only way that you can actually make them change anything is by stop giving them money, and that's not happening. Like they're not going to stop making money.
It doesn't matter. They own everything. Go look at what Disney actually owns. They
own food. They own food.
Disney's a
distributors,
monopoly.
Too. It's crazy.
They own everything. They own a piece of everything.
They own a piece of my soul.
Dude, they own you, man. They bought you. They bought me. They got them all. Like they own all of us because you're watching everything you watch is Disney right now. ESPN,
Disney Plantation, huh?
Disney. They own, dude. They have us plugged into their system, right? Fox, dude. They own everything you watch.
Sony.
It's crazy, dude. It's Sony, PlayStation.
Didn't they try to buy out DC as well?
They don't own Sony, do they?
Like the shoes, like the skate shoes.
Go look at the.
They own a percentage of Sony.
Giant diagram of what
I think
Disney
so.
owns, and Disney's at the center of this pie. And there's this.
They might not own Sony, but I know they've had issues with Sony.
Yeah, I think with the whole Spider-Man for Gluffle, whatever you want to call it.
They own a lot of stuff, man. Go look it up. It's crazy.
They do. Yeah.
It's amazing on television, on movies. They own an absorbent amount of what you're ingesting on a daily basis.
Yeah, I don't think the government will let them buy anything else, probably.
It's like playing Monopoly, dude. They've made their way through like 3/4 of the board at this point. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Oh, they've played the Bobs have played a good game of chess over the last 15 years. They played a really good game of chess in what they've acquired and what they continue
What's
to
up, Eddie? I am inevitable.
Yeah, people,
I mean, pretty much, man.
People always get mad at me when I say this, but like everybody's always talking bad about Bob Iger about finessing George Lucas out of Star Wars. I'm just like, look, that sucks for George that he kind of got finessed out of Star Wars, but you got to respect Bob Iger's move. Like that's a genius
Getting
business
that
move.
done. That's a big thing.
Finesse. That's what Bob was saying on the way.
I have to do a self plug real quick. So don't forget tonight, 11 o'clock, ADHD. I think it's ADHD, not AD edits. Transmute Pictures, the guys who did Bucketheads. I'm going to be live with AD Transmute. It's going to be awesome. We get to talk to them about it. If you guys haven't seen it yet, go watch Bucketheads. Not the old one. There's a new one, and it is absolutely
another
ridiculous,
episode came
man.
out?
We're talking about the one that got recently released.
Why was I not informed?
There was Bucketheads like a while back, and when I heard everybody talking about Bucketheads, I'm like, that came out ages ago, and they're like, no, it's a new one. Go check it out.
So not a new episode of that one. Okay.
No.
Yeah, some of the bigger guys did some really in-depth viewing parties on that, and it was pretty applauded around the world.
It's
great,
beautiful, and I can't wait to talk to those guys, man. If you guys have anything you want me to ask them, let me know in the chat, because I'm like a Labrador in a room full of freaking.
Ask them what's on deck next. That's what I want to know. I want to know what they're working on next.
Episode 2.
If I wasn't a washed-up YouTuber, I would have reacted to it.
They, I had like one email exchange with a guy from like their like PR or something like that, and he said that what they released was essentially like one portion of a scene of almost like a full feature length like thing that they're doing with Buckethead. So like what we saw was like tiny of everything that they're working on.
Sheesh.
Damn, girl.
Okay.
That's how you get that Disney job.
How'd you get all that head in that bucket? I don't know.
Did you guys see the Mandalorian chapter 16.5?
No, I've heard about it. People said it.
Yeah, so one of the actresses is in the Discord with us, and it was cool. We did a little Discord special. I'm bummed because I missed almost all of it, but we got to talk to her about shooting that, and she was actually in the Mando costume doing some of the fight scenes. It was super cool. So we're gonna get Saya onto the live stream one of these days, talk to him about filming that and talking about it. It's wicked. It's a good piece of fan film, man. So if you haven't seen it yet, go watch it.
X-Wing, if you say it's to do it, I'll do it. If you say to jump, I'll say how high. In a Palpatine voice, just like that.
How high?
Now when I come on the stream, can I do the Palpatine voice?
What did I miss?
Waited a long time for this.
What are you talking about?
He's talking about Bob Iger getting Star Wars.
Oh, getting it. Yeah, Bob Iger should have had a steel fist around what was going on there.
Yeah.
He played a good chess match.
Dude, I think Kathleen got the upper hand on Iger and was like, "If you fire me, I'll become more powerful than you can possibly imagine."
Everyone on the panel is in the Discord, really, Braden? Just because of that, I'm leaving. You can't say that anymore. I'm out.
I've got another sub I need to deal with.
Wait, did I get moved? Am I no longer in Rogue Squadron? I feel like I saw that pop up.
No, you're in Rogue.
Oh, okay.
Oh, you know what probably happened when we did the Empire update for the.
He's Rogue. He's right here on. He's right here on.
Still
Rogue.
there?
He's Rogue.
Okay, for sure.
He's at
All
the
right.
top. He's
Yeah.
at the top.
Empire update brought everybody back to Cadet, but you kept your roles.
I was like, who do I got to fight to get back in Rogue?
I do like that all the squadrons are pretty even now. That's pretty cool. That with the Empire update, you saw a lot of defectors, traitors.
Yeah, hey guys, by the way, if you want to jump in, Tuesdays we're doing trivia. Tuesday is trivia on the Discord, and I'm giving away a vintage collection figure for every single time somebody wins. So
That's cool.
get on it.
Let's just try a new squad, Black Squad.
Pull one off the shelf and go, hey, we're gonna do this one today.
No, I'm drop shipping because I'm tired of going to the post office.
Can I start a new channel called a Black X-Wing? And be like,
yeah,
You know?
screw it, man. Yeah,
that's a joke. I would never do that. That'd be horrible.
why not?
A Black X-Wing? If you're gonna be like, what is this? How are you a Black X-Wing?
He's
X-wing was pretty dope.
he's a rebellion pilot who defected to the Empire and painted his X-wing black.
I mean, that
The
would
Black
be kinda
X-Wing.
cool.
Yeah,
Nice.
see, you always hear about Empire going over to the Rebellion. You don't hear about Rebellion going to the Empire.
That's true. We
Just
should-
saying.
That's actually a good idea.
Mm-hmm. There's a good
He
fan film.
takes his X-wing with him. That's what I want to see. I want to see an X-wing with some Imperial markers.
Yeah.
X-wing on X-wing.
Yo.
That would be dope.
That's cool.
Yeah, someone like Poe, like a really good pilot, so good at X-wing
Yeah.
piloting that you don't want to switch over, so you just keep the X-wing.
Yeah. The red,
That's
the
how-
Red Baron of freaking Star Wars, the
It
Black
would be
X-wing.
cool to see an X-wing leading a squadron of ties. Just
Yeah.
one
Ooh, I like it.
Black
squadron
neckties.
of ties. That's completely blacked out. It would look so dope.
That'd be really cool.
Oh, there you
All
go,
you see
ABJ.
is Imperial
Mhm.
marker.
Black. Yes. Not like blackface. Shout out also to old Star Wars nerd. I saw what you said in the chat. That was nice of you. But yeah, if you want to buy the channel, just let me know, man. No, honestly, I'm not gonna click.
Start the bidding.
Better not, bro.
Start the bidding at 10,000 credits.
is that a-
Sheesh.
Still a Republic.
Damn, I didn't know the channel made that much money. He's like, no, I don't, but
They
That's
don't
where
know
I'm
that.
starting.
They don't know that.
Try to get more for the car than it's worth. Come on, man.
They're getting $10 a week. Like, damn, I should have read the fine print.
They look under the hood. Oh, what was this? What did I buy? This man sold me a lemon.
You got the 1997 Honda Civic when you it's just got a new paint job on it.
Whoa.
And nothing wrong with Honda Civic. It's a classic.
Yeah.
Classic.
Don't hate on my Civic.
Yo, don't hate on my night.
That's-
Of course,
Civic
you have
will
a
never
Civic,
quit.
Laney. Of course, he can't talk crap about
No,
that.
I don't got a Civic. I wish I did, but I got something better.
You're gonna
I miss
buy it
my
with
Civic.
nerd coins.
I got a little bit of a better car than that.
Oh,
There
don't
you go.
flex on us.
Flex it.
He said, "Can I buy it with nerd coins?" I mean, no.
It's kind of real money.
Sometimes one of the main
Doge
reasons I
coin.
go on Josh's live streams is so I can just sit there and like try to get rid of my nerd coin. Bet it is so obscene numbers.
I used to know a girl named Nerdcoin.
God, I hope Josh sees that.
Oh, dude, I do sometimes. Just to bang in the homies with just
You
to-
banging? You
Bang
banging,
the
homies?
Still weird. It's still weird. I
Whoa.
thought I was gonna get
I
used
love
to
it.
you saying that, but it's still
I love
weird
it.
every single time I hear
Darth
it.
Bayou banging the homies.
How do I
Yes.
get in on that?
Somebody put it in the Discord the other day that they gave a $5 holla to Josh so that they could keep my banging the homies alive. Appreciate it.
My God.
Yo, hook a player of hockey.
Oh my god.
I mean, we could go on to some
ABJ exposed.
yeah, I love it. He's losing it.
All right, I'm done, y'all. I'm sorry.
Love it.
Ugh.
I'm done.
You guys are on another level.
I didn't sign up for that.
The Star Wars. Huh?
All right. We got off topic. We're gonna end here pretty soon. I do want to say before we go though, if anybody's got any predictions, it kind of sucks for Bad Batch because it's like it's so different every single episode. You got no idea what's coming up next. But now it seems like there's kind of stuff is starting to get a little more sequential in terms of the episodes instead of like, oh, where are we going next? I don't know. Like hop in a taxi. Let's see where we wind up. What do you guys think for tonight's episode?
I think we're going to see something with Crosshair and how when that, I don't know, whenever that engine like incinerated his face, basically, I think that disengaged the inhibitor chip. And I think we're going to see our boy set free.
I don't agree with that because he sent his peeps to the hangar to get them.
I think we're going to see it slowly, though.
I got a real question.
I think that's a prequel to Vader's respiratory. Like I like the way they had him bandaged up. He looked like Anakin while he was on his way to go to the doctor.
He looked like Dengar, dude.
I got a real question now.
Whenever ABJ says he has a real question, you should probably start to get worried.
No. Look, we've been going for an hour.
I like these, man. I like good questions. I'm not scared of these.
We going an hour and 7 minutes, and we about to quit. Like, what's up with that, man? Like,
that's how long these usually run. Do you want to keep going? We can keep it going.
Trying to stream for 5 hours. Like,
well, I'm going to be up for 5 more hours. I'm not going on 80 until 11 o'clock. So
let's move this to the hot tub.
Dude, less than 500 more, and you got 1,000. That's crazy.
Yeah,
this man's been
pretty crazy.
Killing it.
How long ago did you start?
I have been killing myself. It's been like a month and a half, I think.
That's wild, dude.
Right?
That's crazy.
I gotta stop having him on my streams and stuff, bro. I ain't giving this man no more exposure.
I've never been on one of your streams. Oh no, I have been. That's right. We did
on my stream twice. This man leaving. That's crazy.
Did we really forget about last week?
That's really where 300 of those subs came from, anyway.
Nah. Like the 10 subs you got from my stream, bro. I want them all back.
Taking them.
Give me my 10 subs back.
I don't need it.
Let's get this man back down to like 501.
Huh?
I was like, give them to me on Twitch.
Hey man, I brought everybody over the other day.
Lenny's so bad at plugs because she's so shy. Twitch. She's so social. I don't know how to plug myself.
All right. I'm gonna reel it back in. So what? Hunter's on the stretcher, right? The boys are in the Marauder. Cad's got Omega. His droid lost his foot. Crosshair's in the hospital because he's all burnt up. What else? Who's coming for Omega? Are they gonna make it? Like that's what I want to know.
Like we should pay this. Yo, you should be like my ad lib guy. I love that. What else? You know, you just be that dude on stream when I'm rapping at him. What else?
Yeah. What about that?
Your Conan. I'll be the Andy to your Conan. That's all good. I'll do it. Let's go.
Yeah, I like that. I like that.
A lot of people are saying that Boba versus Cad Bane storyline is gonna happen in the Bad Batch.
What else?
Could Boba team up with the Bad Batch and then
too early?
Yeah, way too early.
Really, isn't he Omega's age? Aren't they the same age right now?
Omega?
Because they're both kids.
I think he's a little older because remember in there was that one Clone Wars episode where they're on that train with a bunch of people and little Boba's there. I'm trying to remember the whole story arc, but I mean,
Windu, yeah,
that would have been like years before that.
So maybe he's 16 now. Maybe he's 16. I mean, he's still not old enough to be in that gunslinger battle yet.
But he was starting to bang with the homies at this point. He's definitely getting everybody together.
Yeah, what the?
I think that was Django's plan from Jump Street. Is that he I don't know if he paid those guys or they owed him his life or something, but I think the plan, if Django ever died, was to have Bosk and all of these amazing bounty hunters train Boba to make him better than Django was.
Have we got the answer, or have they mentioned if Omega has accelerated aging or no?
I don't think they've said anything about it.
Yeah, nothing about that. They haven't said anything about her.
Yeah, we don't really know.
She could be pretty young then.
I mean, to be fair, they haven't really said anything about the Bad Batch either. And like, look at them objectively. What's really moved in their story, other than we've seen Wrecker's chip activate, we've seen Crosshairs, and we've seen their chips removed. Has anything significant happened in their storyline?
Not really, to be honest.
I don't think
I don't think we'll see anything about Omega until like the last 2 or 3 episodes. Honestly.
What if she's not even a clone of Django? What if she's a clone of someone else?
But she looks like him.
And she's got the accent.
That was pretty good,
That was
dude.
great.
That was really good.
I will be right.
She's South African.
Yo, that was perfect. You kind of look South African.
That's Australian.
Yo,
right?
let me.
No, that's South African.
Yeah,
African,
really?
Yeah.
their E's are very like E's, you know.
Yeah.
Australia they draw their A's out more. South Africans say Africa like Africa.
This man is like the
Australians are fun to
accent.
talk
All right.
Dude, start that channel. The
I-
accent
Just-
channel.
X-Wing's accents.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, that's kind of a good name. I just want to say, I know this is your live stream, and I'm gonna say a shout out to Daryl, the derelict. First of all, because I see him in my streams a lot. And 2, keep going with your channel, man. He's like talking now. He only has 37 subs, but you have a good attitude. He's like, I'm just glad I have that.
I like Daryl. I call him the Stone Cold Steve Austin of Star Wars YouTubing, man.
I'm about to get you on the Lost Jedi sometime, Daryl.
Get him on there.
Sterile Daryl. I mean,
he's a really cool dude.
Yeah, we'll have to get him on there sometime. He seems like he's a cool dude.
Yeah, he is for sure.
I like it. See him in a speeder, bumping gin and juice, just rolling across Tatooine with his hair blowing in the wind.
Look. I got a 5.0. That thing can fly. That thing can fly.
Glad to see y'all together. We're glad to be together. Hey, look, yo, I know we always be trying to get back on topic, but I feel like the people like to hear us riff and rap sometimes. Look,
I love riffing and raffing, to be honest with you.
ripping and rapping. I'm rapping.
Jibber jabbering.
Bars be slapping. I'm blacking. I was gonna say, I don't know why you're looking at me like that, Justin. I got bars.
I
and
keep
Alcatraz, my
rereading
guy.
the comment right now, and I just felt like the funniest idea.
Got more bars than Alcatraz. Put you in a body bag because you got body. Yeah, sitting
So
in
what was the
hotel
question that you
lobby.
had?
You gotta
Rapping
link
is
up
my
with
hobby.
Johnny.
I was gonna say, guys, we gotta get together at like a Star Wars celebration, man. I keep saying this, but dude, like that's gonna be so dope.
You gotta have money to go to one of those, though.
I can rob somebody. That's easy.
Oh, cool.
Yeah,
Sell
I'm
the
making
channel.
Like, I'm making
And
like
then we'll all
$10
have
on
money
YouTube.
for tickets.
I'm making like $10 on YouTube. That's gotta be enough, right?
You spent all that money on that watch.
We'll watch.
That was the first thing you did when you came on my channel. You're like, hey, look, listen,
It
you
was a
got me waiting in the
chain, dog.
background. He's like, see this watch? I'm big
Oh, I
time.
was
I'm
there.
YouTube big time. I'm like, you son of a bitch.
You know what's funny about that watch? That watch didn't have no battery in it, dog. That's just how big time I am. Like,
He changes it to 720p before he starts the stream to make sure nobody can see the hands.
see, it's working.
Oh my gosh.
Like,
I'm
this was
sorry.
a Star Wars stream.
I can't help myself. Anyway, what's up, Benjamin? How you doing? Welcome to the stream. We're all having fun talking about everything other than Star Wars.
What else is there to talk about, man? Star Wars has been so slow.
Are we gonna get some? Are we gonna get Omega this episode, or who are we getting on this episode? Like, what story are we picking up here? No, that's already been said in Book of Boba. We know that's coming later.
Boba,
Dude, I think he's coming in Book of Boba for sure. Dude, I made a TikTok about Mace Windu coming back, and it got like 64,000 views and like 150 comments, and it's all negative. You're like, you're stupid. You don't know what you're talking about. They're talking about S.H.I.E.L.D. And I'm like, dude, the lady was like, I've never worked with anybody that was a Jedi before. And then 3 seconds later, she's like, so I hope we get to work together someday. I'm like,
yeah. So,
you're sketchy, dude.
Star
You're
Wars.
sketchy.
It's kind of sus, as the kids say.
Yeah,
nowadays.
she was like, whenever he walked on set, something. And she was like, yeah, I hope one day I get to work with him. Like, what?
Yeah, you just
Yeah.
said you did work with him, and not to mention, I followed a celebrity for once on social media. It's the only celebrity I follow is Samuel Jackson, and like in the past 2 weeks, he's literally posted 6 pictures of him in Mace Windu shirts.
Oh,
And we all know when Samuel Jackson asks for something, he gets it. George Lucas is like, there's green and blue. Which one do you want? He's like, purple. George is like, all right, we can do that.
gonna say something.
Purple mother.
Yeah, I was thinking that. But I mean,
So
I can't
you know,
say
if
that
he's
one.
asking for it, he's gonna get it. So everybody that's hating on me saying like, no, he's dead, he's not making it. I'm like, dude, I have seen people go through way worse in Star Wars and come back alive.
I'm gonna be
I saw
looking.
Palpatine get
Bro.
incinerated, and they're like,
Yeah.
somehow
Maul
he
got
has
cut in
returned.
half. How does he go to the bathroom? Maul got cut in half. He's got no lowers. How does he go to the bathroom? Like he got messed up worse than anybody in Star Wars.
Out of his mouth, obviously.
You know what? I don't
And
get.
Mace Windu got like a little crispy fried, and you're gonna say he's dead? No way.
I don't understand why everyone, like, even like not trying to diss him or anything, but even in Star Wars theories thing, he has Mace Windu like all messed up in the face, like missing an eye. But Luke got electrocuted too by Palpatine's lightning.
That's
and
what
he
I was
doesn't look
just gonna say. Yeah, like, dude, Luke got the same treatment that Mace Windu did.
Maybe
and
he
he's
got it
fine.
later.
Fine.
Maybe he got that later down the line.
Maybe he poked his eye out on the way down.
Yeah.
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 Somebody was hitchhiking and just had their thumb out, and he just on the way down.
Maybe he hit his head on the side of
I mean,
the
we don't-
Coruscant temple.
I think in Theory's video, it's like what right after, like not too long after the purge, that we see that Vader 2 or Vader 1.0 or whatever. But this Mace could have been through some stuff, right? Like not only does he probably have a cybernetic arm, but he's probably been through some stuff if he's been waiting 30 years to come back, or well, no, like
Yeah.
5, 6, 7.
Yeah, he should look a little messed up for sure.
He should be pretty messed up. I mean, I love what they did with Cad Bane, just with the cuts on his face, like the aging they did with him. Like I loved what they did with him just in the battle damage he took in Clone Wars. I love how much more detailed they're showing us.
This is it's totally off topic, but Laney,
Oh,
you
shocker.
look cozy as a mug.
Oh no, I need one of those blankets, dude. Are you kidding me?
Yeah, look how
Walmart,
cozy.
It was
she
a
looks.
chair
$5.
cover.
Bag blanket or something.
Walmart, $5.
$5 holler, that's it.
Fleece
Boop.
blankets, they're the best.
Mace took up traveling and lost the eye. It's in the comics. Do your research, folks. I didn't know that.
Oh, my bad. I didn't read a Star
Right,
Wars
do
comic.
your research.
I
Maybe
did.
throw
I had
them
no
out.
idea. Thank you, AD. I appreciate that, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, Mace is alive. I don't care what anybody says. You're not going to convince me otherwise. And to all you TikTokians who were talking crap to me, I'm going to roll in your
TikTok.
tears when Mace Windu shows back up again.
Hey, leave it to the
I
chat.
mean-
Chat, is he coming back? What do y'all think?
Technically, we only saw him fall out of a window. He could have very well easily landed on,
Well,
The
he
next
lost
window.
his arm, and it's
George
all-
said he could be
cauterized.
alive. Too.
something.
his arm, like Anakin's, was automatically cauterized, so there's no blood loss, so he's not going to bleed out.
Look, if
fell.
George said it, it can happen. He said it, so there you go.
I mean,
Yeah, he's probably fine.
I'm rooting for it.
There could
I
have been a
wanna
little
see
ledge
Mace.
right outside the window.
I
For
just
that reason.
don't see. I just don't see where he could be hiding the entire time of the Empire.
I'll see you, Alter, bro.
Well,
See you at the altar, dog.
What if Vader and him? For one, it would be amazing if we saw like a messed up Mace Windu to the point where he has to have a suit on, a suited up Mace Windu versus a suited up Vader. That'd be amazing. But also, what if we see that fight and Vader just kills him? Like, what if that explains why he's not around? Like, what if he just dies? Like Vader just destroys him.
Could be.
Which at this point, I mean, Vapod only helps your lightsaber abilities, right? With the dark side, or does it help enhance your abilities also?
So you channel your opponent's dark side energy and use it against them, and it also kind of drains theirs as well.
But is that in all of the Force abilities, not just lightsaber combat?
I think it's just lightsaber because Vapod is a lightsaber form.
So Mace and Palpatine, because I think what was it in the novelization? They were talking about how Anakin was watching and all he could see was a purple and a red blur, that they were moving so fast.
Yeah.
So does that mean that Mace was that powerful and that the lightsaber combat was just getting better? That's why he technically beat him? Was he just as powerful? That's why he could move as fast as him?
I gotta go use the restroom. I'll be right back.
He's not
What's
gonna
up?
say that. But
What's
that
up,
would be pretty
guys?
dope. Dark by you.
What's up, Sheiv? How you doing,
What's
man?
up, man?
What's good?
I can
What's
hear
good?
you, but I
think
can't
actually-
see you, dog.
No, I know. I'm on my phone right now.
Oh, I thought you was a ghost.
Oh yes. No. I think Mace, the way his like fighting style kind of works is that he kind of gets better based on his opponent almost, and like the more the user uses the dark side, the more he can channel it, and that might be why he was able to, match the speed and power of Palpatine, and then surpass it.
I guess that's what I'm saying. I don't want to see that Vader Mace confrontation, because Vader is only 80% of what it could have been, right? And I don't want to see a strong Mace and a not as strong Vader go at it, unless you're going to chop off some limbs.
It might be different now that Mace fell from God knows how high.
Yeah, so they might both be at 80%.
Right, which, yeah. I mean, honestly, it depends on who's more mechanical at that point, right? Like,
I guess so.
What else could happen for Mace to not be around?
I thought he was in that. So my thought is that he's in the temple below the Jedi temple, because it was built on a dark temple, right? The Jedi temple was built on a dark side space.
Seems like such a weird thing to do.
Right? I mean,
let's just be on top of this evil presence.
Yeah, like, it's a power move. It's like, oh, we beat you. I'm gonna stake my claim. This is my house now, and I'm gonna build on top of it.
It's them trying to like cancel out the dark side powers, but them being on top of it leads to their downfall.
Right, and I think that Mace was hanging out the whole time of the Empire in that temple, gaining strength. Kind of like my theory with Ahsoka. She's in the temple on Malachor the entire time of the Empire.
And then Mace dies like between the OT and the sequel trilogy then?
Yeah, that's what I think.
That would be kind of cool to explore in a show or something, Disney Plus show.
Wait, did the chat say if they think that Mace is coming back in Boba, in the Book of Boba? I wasn't paying attention.
Sorry, it was a lot of shenanigans. I'm looking at it. I just want him to say I'm back, mother boop. Mace has Shatterpoint along with vape pods.
Everybody
wants
to see
vape pod.
By Boba too.
Even vape, bro.
Yeah, so nothing constructive. Good job, chat.
Boba
really proud of you guys.
Be sick. Yeah, I was about to say, they didn't even answer the question. I might as well not even asked.
Yeah, that's what a lot of people want to see.
I don't want to see that.
If Mace comes back and he dies like right away, that would be sickening.
Especially to a non-Force user.
You killed my father?
Mace ain't dying to Boba.
My name is Tony Montoya. You killed my father.
Miss Inigo Montoya, you killed my father. Prepare to die.
You killed my father. Prepare
to die.
You wouldn't happen to have 6 fingers on your right hand, would you?
You wouldn't happen to be a black bald Jedi, would you? No, but like for real though, like if Mace goes out to Boba, I mean, don't get me wrong, Boba's he's a very dangerous person, but I can't see Mace going out to Boba, dog.
Yeah, that'd be.
What if Mace just comes? He's like the opening for Book of Boba is Mace like walking through a cane, like with a cane on the streets of Coruscant, just gets immediately blasted. We're like, that was Mace's return? Are you kidding me?
Yeah, that was it. If they threw him with if they ran into him, Luke and Grogu ran into him, I think that's a little more realistic in that point. Like I think. If you're going to do something like that, it would be cool if that put the pieces together that Mace took Grogu and hit him and then took off, and then Grogu sees him and we have a little flashback or something. That would be the way that I would like to see him come back.
Can I say where I think he's been all this time?
No.
To Spice Lands of Castle?
Yo, so where I think he's been all this time, I don't think. Can you bump me up for this X-Wing? Just real quick.
Oh God. Here we go. I'm gonna get a strike from WB for this one.
What? All right. We aren't even talking about WB.
I'm trying. Hold on. How do I don't even know how
the one above his frame. So you got hit. There you go.
There we go. So I don't think that I forgot what was said. I think he said he's been hanging out in that dark side temple underneath the light side temple.
Correct.
I don't think he's been doing that. I think that he's been flying around the galaxy banging the homies.
Nice.
Yes. I can't believe I blew him up.
The homies. I love it.
so serious, and then he's just
Oh, it
like,
was so great. That was such a great lead in.
the
Thank you.
homies. Perfect.
I mean-
perfect plan right there.
Couldn't you see that?
I didn't see it coming.
No. I'm saying, couldn't you see him doing that though?
He probably will learn his sexuality whenever he comes
I mean-
back. So.
Yeah, right.
You know, if you were a celibate monk, if you were, you know, a magician monk for all those years, and you weren't getting any, and the order's gone, maybe, you know, go find a girlfriend, settle down like Cut.
This is my YouTube channel now.
Yes. I love it. Hey, you
This is what
invite
people subscribe for, actually. Like in the homies
He's been
content.
playing Mario Kart trying to get gold in all places. Let's go.
It's been like 5 minutes, bro. What have you been doing?
It's me, Mario.
But yeah, I mean,
Let's
we'll
go.
next year we'll know, and the next phase of Star Wars will be written and out, and everybody should be pretty happy. Seems like the right people are in the right positions right now.
Yeah, we'll see.
I kind of want to see a Mace versus Palpatine rematch, dog. Like,
I don't know if old man Palps could still swing it like that, could he?
I don't know if Mace could still swing it, dude. Palps is still doing fine. Palps has been growing.
Yeah. We ain't seen a lightsaber in Palp's hand in 25 years.
Yeah, but I mean, how often did he have a lightsaber out before that?
Well, then nobody knew. I mean, now he's out. He's the master dark side.
are we still talking about Star Wars?
You know?
Yes, ABJ.
Yeah.
We're still
okay.
talking about Star
He's been
Wars.
slanging it now. He's out.
No, I mean, he hasn't held a lightsaber in 35 years. Come on.
Do you
Yeah,
think
what
he
do you need to kill
practiced
him?
alone at home? Do you
Mace
think he's
about to
like
give him that
standing
dark
in his
saber.
apartment, like?
In his backyard.
I guess, man. He's been using force lightning and force choke and all this cool stuff, but he
We're
hasn't.
losing likes on the video already.
You know?
He's in that
Like
backyard.
they're going and removing their likes.
Yeah, they're like, you
I
know what?
shouldn't
No,
have
I
given
don't
us
think
a
I'm
thumbs
about
up.
I liked this
Yeah,
before, but I
like
don't
this.
like it anymore.
He's in the backyard doing that Ray, how she was in the Lost Jedi, accidentally hitting rocks. Like, yeah, he's doing that, right?
A little rusty.
I'm the most powerful Sith in the galaxy.
Vader like pops in and like he's like it feels all awkward. And like I didn't know you were here, Vader.
What is that claymation? That claymation that they did with him?
Robot chicken.
Robot chicken? Yeah,
The robot chicken Palpatine would be great to do that scene.
yeah. That's what exactly what I was
Yeah.
thinking, like a robot chicken sketch.
Yeah, what up, Jack D?
I didn't know you were here, Vader. How long have you been standing there?
No, I'm fine. I just didn't stretch. I haven't stretched.
I was just stretching. You can't beat me in this lightsaber battle.
Oh God.
Sounds like
Yeah,
a
I don't want.
Family
I don't want to
Guy
see Mace Palp rematch. Let's close that book. I would love to see Boba Mace. I think that'd be fun. You know, it's kind of tough. I don't want to see Boba kill Mace, but I feel like it was in the chat earlier. I don't remember who it said, but yeah, it's like poetry. It rhymes. It's like closing that circle. You know what I mean? And Cad Bane, Mace Windu, and Boba Fett, they're all tied together. So could be cool.
Do you think that we are going to get to see the Mandalorian, like a Mandalorian war next year? Like a fight for Mandalore?
between Mandalorians and the Empire? Or?
Yeah, I mean, are
I mean,
we
the
gonna-
Empire's toast at that point.
I
No,
think
there's still remnants.
I think
honestly
that's what
think-
season 3 is gonna focus on. I think season
Mhm.
3 is gonna kind of stray away a little bit from like Baby Yoda, Grogu, and stuff. And I think it's gonna start to actually focus more on Mando himself, because in season 2 they kind of started taking that turn where they focused on the Mandalorians and kind of made him a side character. And I think now season 3 is going to start to shift back to him and this responsibility that he got from taking the Darksaber.
Is anybody ready for that though? Is anyone really ready for?
I'm ready.
In jar and focus.
I'd be
ready.
ready.
Yeah, dude, I'm ready.
I don't know
100%.
if he's interesting enough. I'm just being honest.
What?
Is
Get
Din
the-
interesting
what are you
enough
talking
to
about?
keep us? All right, I'm gonna be real. I'm gonna say something y'all ain't gonna like. I honestly don't think Din himself has been that interesting. Like without the back and forth between Baby Yoda, like Baby Yoda helps carry that show.
Aragorn. He's the Aragorn of Star Wars. He's the silent and regretful, or not regretful. What's the word I'm looking for? He's the silent and reluctant leader.
I
The king
agree with that.
the king
but
that we need, but he doesn't want it. You know what I mean?
I agree
And to
with
me,
that.
Aragorn is my favorite arc of Lord of the Rings. So yeah, bring it. If I can get that in Star Wars, I'm about it.
But
Dude.
doesn't Aragorn? I'm not like a huge Lord of the Rings fan, but isn't he like surrounded by other characters during like a lot of that?
Well, yeah, I mean, Legolas and everybody helped build him. I mean, really, Legolas is the reason he became who he was, because he kind of brought him back into the fold. But I mean, you have that. You have Bo-Katan. You have all
No
of the.
way.
You have. No, I don't. I think that's more of a union than anything.
Yeah, I think
They
they'll be
ain't
friends.
They ain't gonna
I think
kill.
hope
Yeah, they're
so.
not gonna kill
I
Din
think,
Djarin. No
they
way.
get married and become king and queen of Mandalore.
What? No,
That'd be crazy.
Mary.
Actually, Laney too. I'm gonna just go and say I think a lot of people are kind of your theory, like, oh, season 3 will be the war for Mandalore. I honestly don't see that happen. I think we're gonna build up to that. I don't think season 3 is like, all right,
it's
we're going
not-
to retake Mandalore. I think we're building.
Well, how is the
up to that.
remnant gonna? How is the remnant gonna put up a big fight for Mandalore unless it's headed up by Thrawn?
That's
Well,
what I was gonna get to.
Yeah, I think where we're
X-Wing said it
building.
before me.
I think that's where we're building to is Thrawn and them fighting the war for Mandalore between them. But I just don't see that happening in one season. I see things building to that throughout these Star Wars series.
There's a lie that the Empire's been telling about Mandalore, right?
Yeah.
Like, that it's a big piece of glass now, right? That it's done and over, and it's been completely glassed over.
I call bull.
And yeah, Bo-Katan tells him, "Don't believe everything you hear, through the rumor mill. If you've never been there, you don't know." And that's what they're fighting for. And you kind of see him leaving the ways of Death Watch by removing his helmet several times, showing his face,
Captain
kind of going towards Bo's faction of Mandalore. And so I think we're going to see more of the drift between Mandalorians, the two factions. We're going to see more of that dynamic, because I think we're going to get the armor again. I think we're going to see her again somewhere, and she's going to ask that question, and they're going to turn on him.
Yeah, what
Benjamin,
if it's a
have
war?
you seen The Mandalorian?
Yeah, I was about to say, you've been watching, dog.
What if it's a war between the two Mandalorian factions for Mandalore?
That could be cool.
I think if they do that, season 3 is gonna end with a cliffhanger.
Well,
I think if they do that, then they'll make it to where season 3 is like the mini war between the factions, and then season 4 is gonna be like the big.
Nah, stop with this setup stuff, man.
It is, dude. They're setting stuff up. There's no way
Yeah.
season 3 focuses on the war for Mandalore.
I'm gonna be pissed then.
I think at least it could be the two factions warring, and then by the end of the season they come together and decide to try and retake Mandalore. But it's not going to be the actual war.
But here's the thing: is like can
I put a spoiler out real quick just for everybody? Luke Skywalker is in season 2 of The Mandalorian. I'm sorry, Benjamin, if you didn't see it, Luke Skywalker's in season 2.
I think he's trolling.
I have such a theory for what's gonna happen, but I feel like the reason they are like kind of like we're saying that it's gonna be Marvel's year this year and Star Wars year next year, with like Favreau and Filoni being so involved in stuff. I think it'd be really cool. I know I speak on this a lot, but it is a realistic thing. I think that they're gonna try to fight to try and bring Legends into canon, because realistically, if they're bringing Thrawn in and they have Grogu training with Luke now, the only way they're going to make that work is if they bring in Mara or if they bring in her storyline, because in that time frame, Thrawn was actually looking for Luke, and she was the one to kind of help hide him away. And so I think for now, with the next few seasons, it's going to strictly kind of focus on him, like Mando, and taking back Mandalore and that. And then I think for future seasons, they're going to start expanding, and possibly, because we're getting Ahsoka and Ahsoka mentions Thrawn, I think they're going to expand into that.
For sure. Thrawn.
Do you think they would ever bring Mara Jade in, though? I mean, because they pull a lot from EU as inspiration. I just wonder if they would full on pull that in.
Yeah, they haven't really done I don't know, Thrawn though. You bring in Thrawn in, that is EU.
The whole story, like just the direction it's been going. Now that season 2 brought Luke in the finale and he takes Grogu, at that time she was actually starting training with Luke. So if they're kind of already teasing us with him coming in the finale, bringing Grogu, and then Ahsoka being in, mentioning Thrawn, and if you know legends and stuff, and you know what it's about, you'd know that at that time he's also searching for Luke, who happens to be training Mara and has Grogu, and she would be such a really cool character for them to bring in and add.
Yeah,
Are you leaking it right now? Because you kind of look like her. Is there anything you want to say right now?
Lucasfilms, hire me. I'm available.
Perfect. Get it done.
It would be awesome. It seems like the Darksaber is a huge thing right now in The Mandalorian, and the kind of the joke Moff Gideon was playing with at the end, saying, now you have to deal with this. Like, he wasn't sad about losing, because he knew the drama he was going to create. But it seems like the two factions are joining, and Din Djarin might be the link to bring them together, because the Empire holds Mandalore right now. The Mandalorians are scattered across the universe. There's no if there's Mandalores on Mandalore, it's the ones that are working for the Empire. And so the rest of the Mandalorians are scattered. So Bo has
and to be fair, in Mandalorian, as soon as the Empire figured out that there was a covert, they came in and they wiped them out immediately.
Yeah, because the Mandalorians possess. God damn it! Sorry.
What does happen? I don't even know what has happened.
Ugh. I guess I'm working tomorrow.
I think the Knights. I think the Knights
something
lost.
terrible happened. I was like, what happened?
Or did they win?
No,
they won.
Lost.
They lost. That means they're going in for another game.
No, that means I go in to finish tomorrow, and
Oh, you got a little bet going?
Canadians win. Yeah, I just feel like it's definitely leading up to a big Mandalorian war, but I think the factions have to unite before you can take a run at the Empire on Mandalore.
Yeah, I would be okay with that. If we don't see the reclaiming of Mandalore, but we see a war between the Mandalorian factions, and then the cliffhanger at the end of season 3 is them coming together and deciding to go retake I would be okay with that. But we can't have a whole filler season.
Because
let's.
Din's going to go into the coverts and find the armorer, and she's going to be like, "Oh, but you took your helmet off," and he's going to light the Darksaber and be like, "But I own this. It doesn't matter what I."
Yeah.
You think we're going to see the armorer again?
Mando's getting a lot of weapons recently.
I feel like if you believe the supposed leaks, there's only going to be 4 or 5 seasons of Mando. So I feel like the last season, maybe even the last 2, will be like a war. So I honestly think this will be to set all that up.
Mm-hmm.
I see this show going 5 seasons tops. I don't know. They're saying maybe 4 as well. But I see 5 happening, and I would love for the 4th and 5th to really be the war for Mandalore. That would be really cool to see.
Well, if the 5th is the war for Mandalore, having Grogu and Luke come back at the end to help them reacquire Mandalore from the Empire is my call.
That would be so
cool. Epic would that be?
2 years of Grogu under Luke
and Ahsoka.
I mean, yeah, Ahsoka, Mara, whoever you want to throw in the mix here, but I think this is the time where, because they made this reference, and I felt it was kind of ironic because Ezra and Sabine had worked together. Everybody's like, "Oh, Mandalorian and Jedi, they'll be so surprised." I think seeing Luke's new order come out to help the Mandalorians defeat the Empire on Mandalore and take their Beskar mines away and to help Mandalore reclaim their rightful land, I think that would be the best way to end the Mandalorian, is to have Luke and whoever claims the Darksaber at that time basically call a truce at the end and end it flat there.
Imagine Luke, Mando, Ezra, Ahsoka in a circle.
That's too much.
Fighting. Sabine as well. But I mean, like, people with like lightsabers. Imagine freaking Mando with the dark saber, Ezra with the lightsaber, and Ahsoka and Luke like all together, like back to back. That would be insanity.
I think Ezra builds a new saber while he's away with Thrawn, and Sabine keeps Ezra's green saber that she ended Rebels with, and that she learns how to use it just as good as a Jedi.
What
Good
if
question.
What if Sabine and or Ahsoka helps Mando learn how to use a darksaber?
Yes, I love that.
Because Sabine would know, from her training with it.
I have like a quick question.
Do it, girl. Do it.
Ask it.
I don't know if in the movies, because I'd have to go back and watch them, but did they ever explain what happened to Anakin's lightsaber ever?
You're talking about the Youngling Slayer 9000?
The one I just want to know. Did they ever explain it? Because I have a theory. If they didn't,
doesn't Rey have it?
You're talking about Vader's
like Anakin's lightsaber that
doesn't
he
Rey
had
have it?
before.
So in Mando, wouldn't Maz have it?
Oh yeah, Maz would have it during this time period.
Okay.
We don't know where she got it
Whoever
from.
found it in Cloud City brought it to Maz.
Okay.
She acquired it at this time.
Okay.
So the Youngling Slayer 9000 is sitting in Maz's castle.
Just waiting to claim some more.
I had a theory for if they ever decide to bring Legends.
There you go, buddy.
Sorry about that. It's canon now that didn't Palpatine get it because he has Luke's hand and he's using it for cloning.
No, because Maz had it, because Palps never had it. It was I thought it was in a comic that Maz told the story of one of the Junkers brought it to her.
So then how did Palps end up with Luke's hand? Because that's in...
They separated on the way down. It's like...
okay, sure.
On the way down, I found it.
I only asked because if they really did decide to bring like Legends into canon and bring Mara, and kind of like y'all were saying, if they made the finale like the war part, Luke and Grogu, in Legends, I know that Luke gives her Anakin's lightsaber after she loses hers. So I'm just thinking, if they bring her, that'd be so badass to see her with his lightsaber just slaying the Empire.
If they do it, it's got to be and back up at Maz's palace. However, whether she dies and they take it there or whatever the case, because
they just like tie it in and stuff. But I don't know. Yeah. I would freak out if I saw that.
The point you made about her receiving Anakin's lightsaber, though, made me think. Do you think their equivalent to Mara is Rey, and that's what they pulled from EU, and they said, I wonder if we looked at similarities and say, what did they pull from Mara and do poorly and try and put into Rey, and do you think that's an axe to that?
So I know in The Force Awakens, a lot of the stuff that was pulled from EU, actually, like when Kylo killed Han Solo, he was actually supposed to kill Mara Jade in the Legends. I know that also her and Luke, their son was named Ben, so they took that and made it for Kylo. So I know they kind of made changes and like took a lot of stuff or like inspiration from her character without actually like making her canon.
What do you guys think, though, is the possibility of like, well, I guess I could say Mara too, but just like that all these Jedi end up coming together for the Mando like finale? Like, what do you guys think? Is that
too good to be
possible? Think so? Yeah. But it's Dave Filoni and Jon Favreau. Don't you think they would do something like that?
I think that they would push for it, but it's gonna take a while before we actually are able to achieve that happening.
Yeah, no, I think it'll be a few years.
Season 5, maybe, yeah.
Yeah, I think if they did that as season 5, that'd work.
Yeah, like the last season. The reason why I think it's possible is because we've heard so much about Star Wars kind of like, and not trying to be Marvel, but kind of wanting some of that formula. And that would very much feel like Avengers, like obviously it'd be different, but like, just characters all coming together to fight a threat.
If we saw some setup, because like right now, if that were to happen next season, we'll be like, what the hell? All these
not next season.
No, I'm just saying like
I think it'd be in the future. Yeah, they
brought in Jon Favreau. Like the reason they brought in Jon Favreau was to do just that. He did that exact thing in the Marvel universe. He created Iron Man. He created all of these other movies, brought the Avengers movies together. He's the puzzle piece that Lucasfilms needed to be able to make that, because he's good at that. It's not just a
He started both franchises with an armed armored character that's going to bring everybody else together.
Yeah, I think that it would definitely, like you guys said, be at like the 5th season, and I think that they'll use the Ahsoka show to get Ezra back, and maybe even some Luke stuff during her arc. I don't know, and I think like Mando could potentially, bring in what do you call it, more Bo-Katan stuff, and also Ahsoka could bring in Sabine. So like all these characters could eventually meet up.
And I think
Ahsoka, Sabine, and Ezra and Thrawn, I think, is going to be the big focus. I hope they focus on that portion of it and they leave Luke out of it until stuff gets fleshed out a little bit more, and then he comes back in to be the legend that he's supposed to be. You overuse Luke, and you're going to turn people off.
With Grogu?
I think you missed what we were talking about. I think you stepped out, but while you were gone, that's kind of the finale that I would like to see. Is that all call goes out and all the Mandalorian factions are united. They call on Ahsoka and the Jedi friends to come up and grow. And the last moment, maybe they're getting beat up, maybe they're pinned down, and at the last moment, you just see a green lightsaber.
You just hear Luke say, "On your left."
And then you see a little Grogu lightsaber light up, and then they just wreck house, saving the day, and that basically is how Mandalore is won by their old enemy helping them reclaim their promised land.
Someone's gotta die though, right? It's
so
gotta be Mando.
That's what I'm thinking, but I think Mando's gonna live. Because I'm thinking if X-Wing's talking about Aragon and you're talking about that kind of a character arc, Dave Filoni, he loves these strong emotional character arcs as opposed to big epic battles. And so you hear Ahsoka's voice, in Rise of Skywalker. So most likely she's dead, and you don't see Ezra. And so I could see them bringing all of these people together for a big battle, and you have this lone soldier Din that's standing there in the wake of all of these people who came to his side, dead, and it's going to rip our hearts out. But then it's this, because they've said that they want to go into a new direction. They want to go to new characters, get away from the Skywalker saga. So what if they're trying to tastefully move away from that over the next 3 to 5 years? Just one by one, they're going to bring characters to a heroic close, just so we can be like, that's painful, but they can go in a new direction.
Can you do that with Luke? I don't think you can do that because he's grandfathered into the end. Right,
Yeah.
so he has
Not
to
if
be.
you're preserving the sequels, you can't. No.
Yeah,
but they're even. I mean, they've already said they're preserving the sequels. They're not going to retcon anything like that. They're not going to make 3 new movies at the end of the series. It's not going to happen. They're not going to spend another $1 billion making 3 movies that they've already told. When they
might spend $1 billion on 8 TV shows, though.
Well, that's what I'm saying. All of this is gonna conclude. I think I agree with you. I think maybe with Luke being the last standing and watching all of his friends, including his student, die, and that's what pushes him.
Oh, that gives the gravitas behind him going hermit.
He's the last standing in a war where all the Jedi were coming back, and that's what pushes him over. Maybe we get to see the Kylo revolt. I don't know, but I think that he's got to be one of the last men standing. Maybe him and Din are the last 2. They cross sabers at the end and say, this is how it should be going on, whatever, and that caps it. But I think he's grandfathered in, man.
Yeah.
Somebody makes a good point in the chat. Whenever we had the investor event, Kathleen Kennedy said that this would all conclude in one. I don't know if y'all just said that while I was going.
Giant battle.
One cinematic event. Like all these shows were going to combine, so it might be a movie, like where we see like the big battle for Mandalore. Like,
I was thinking that too. That could be possible.
And that would explain all these
invested
characters.
in Mandalore first, though.
Yeah, and that would also explain all these characters coming together. Like I said, when you set up, or explain Ahsoka coming together because all the shows combining.
I wouldn't be surprised though if Favreau and Filoni push for Legends stuff to be included, because like y'all were saying, they want to kind of go in a new direction, bring new characters, and also with Luke being the last standing, and obviously we don't see Mara, in the new trilogy. If they did that and they killed her off, it'd probably it would be really, like you said, it'd be really sad, but it'd also be kind of epic. I think the problem with getting her in is, for one, they still got to push for Legends to be canon, but also the casting. Like when they teased the Brie Larson thing, I think I lost my shit a little bit.
I hate her.
That would be disgusting.
Not a huge fan of Brie Larson.
You know, the whole also cinematic thing could explain where those leaks of Mandalorian only going 4 to 5 seasons could have come from too. Because if they were going to do like 6, that could explain or 5. It could be like, well, we're going to do this film instead of a final season. That could explain that as well.
Yeah, but 4 or 5 seasons, we're talking 2030 by the time we get this big cinematic event, and if they're dropping 8 shows in 2023, that's a lot of ground to cover.
Yeah, facts. I'm just ready for it, man. I just want all the Star Wars content, dude. I want it.
Yeah, I'm ready for it to start, man. I'm ready for it.
Ready.
Mara.
Be very patient.
Imagine
if you wait 6 more months, my friends. I'm calling it now. I think Star Wars comes out in January, both barrels from the gut. I think that's where you're getting it. And I think if you guys just hold on, do some yoga, get some Tai Chi, whatever you got to do to mellow that soul.
Take a big dump.
You can drink some beer. You just drink some beers and you're good. Just do what you got to do to try to keep it mellow and relaxed. Because in 6 months, I think 6 months, Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni are going to kick you right in the ding ding, and they're going to show you what they got
I stand
going.
here, legs spread, ready.
I think
you have fun with that.
I think they're coming, and I think you guys are going to be more excited next year for Star Wars than you ever have been in your entire existence.
My man sounds like he got leaks.
Yeah, I know, right? You never know. He is a media guy.
He's talking like he knows some stuff.
There's one thing in the chat I did want to bring up, dude, because I'd be super cool with this. Like, I don't really want to see many ties into the sequel trilogy. That's just my want. I know that's probably not what's going to happen, but I would be super down to see Ben Solo and Luke Skywalker training. They're fighting with their sabers. He's young. They're at the temple and they're dueling, and Luke is teaching them. Like, oh my god, I'd be so.
I mean, but if they show us that young Kylo, do we get some of that Snoke manipulation? Do we get some of the?
No, I don't even want to see. No, just no.
At last, my boy.
That's my boy.
And it's not Snoke.
I think what
we know
bothers
it's not
me
Snoke.
so much is like there's so like we bring up these things that are half-baked ideas in the sequels and that they didn't pan out, and it's like you can bring up Snoke, but it's like they bombed it with Snoke. They totally
as soon as
did,
Emperor showed up, they bombed it. Yeah.
Can you imagine that? Like what you just said kind of made me think. It got freaking. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, I want to see some of that. If you're gonna give me Snoke, I want to see the Emperor creating him. I want to see the takeover. I want to see the mind meld. I want to see
him in a cauldron.
But I know his end, and his end sucks.
And
so
the
it's
new
like,
guy, and the pinch of witch's hair.
He's a little ball head.
Flying around on a broomstick. Somehow I will return.
Some roadie have on the cauldron. And mix it all up.
I mean, maybe we could see the creation of Snoke. Maybe that's why they want Grogu to make Snoke.
Well, dude, you remember seeing in Mando's, was that 1 or 2, when they went to the Imperial base and you see the clones in the vat?
Yeah.
That's where, dude, that was where I was like, they're definitely tying this in with the sequel trilogy. They have to be.
They are, yeah.
I don't mind. I mean, I don't know. I feel like they could improve it.
As long as you show me your work.
That's all they can do, Justin. That's all they can do with it. You know what I mean? So
show me your work. Show me how you got here. If this is where the world ended up, if this is how things went, show me the catastrophic downfall of Luke's temple and show me him crumbling and getting in his X-Wing and leaving R2 behind and crying while he's doing it. Show me all of that meat. Show me your work on how you got there.
Well, but there is the emotional weight that we didn't get.
That's the problem.
I
feel like they should just let it die and move on.
They could add something in there that we don't know about right now.
Right.
Well,
I don't think they can release anything that's going to change my mind, though. Like, no matter how much emotional weight they put into it,
they're not try to change your mind. They're gonna tell you to eat your vegetables before you can leave the table, and they say thank you on your way out because
I
they're giving
refuse.
you content.
Well,
like
you're not
they
the boss
burnt
of me.
them. They burnt my
know?
vegetables.
Well, Star
Yeah.
Wars is in
you
a.
got to eat them before you get up from the table to go play with your toys. And that's what I'm saying. They're not going to change that timeline.
Oh, I'm scratching. Sorry.
He's been trying to get this out for like
Yes.
45 seconds.
I was
but-
concentrating on the itch. I'm sorry. No, I was just gonna say I feel like Star Wars is in a weird place because it's almost like the opposite. They have the chance to do what like the opposite of what the prequels did. You know, a lot of people thought the prequels weren't that well received when they came out by a lot of people. So a lot of people thought that like the prequels would just expound even on like this greater saga that the
Right.
originals were. And I feel like now with Mando and the stuff on Disney Plus, they almost have a chance to reverse that. Like, look, this trilogy we just put out was not well received. Now we get a chance to actually go back and make some stuff that expounds on it and maybe makes this all work better and make
the
it
Clone
so
Wars,
people are more
the Clone
entertained.
Wars to the sequel trilogy. That's what they could
Yeah,
do.
basically, that was a way better way of saying that.
I guess my gripe, if you will, like with that, is at least I feel like with In A New Hope you have the word like the Clone War dropped, you know, and then you go back with the prequels and it's trying to add some depth, and it's like, okay, there's this period between 2 and 3, let's create a show to flesh this out. But I feel like instead it's like, oh man, we totally blew it and people are mad. We wasted money. So
Yeah,
why
you're
don't we
doing
spend the
repairs.
next 5 years trying to make things okay before we move forward? And that's where it's like, I honestly, I hope they do well. I don't want to see this crash and burn because I want more Star Wars. But it's like, it just kind of sucks that that's where we're at, where we're like, hopefully they do something to make this all make sense because they're trying to.
Do you play video games at all?
Yeah.
So I don't know if I feel like Disney or Star Wars should say it's kind of like where Microsoft is. Okay, Microsoft really messed up during the Xbox One generation, like badly. The games, they didn't have any games, and lately they've been trying to win people back with stuff like Game Pass, and they're just doing better lately. And I feel like that's where Star Wars is. It's like, wow, we messed up. We want to bring you guys back. Look, we got this planned. It's coming to a theater near you or a TV near
That's
you.
how bad. That's the story of Battlefront 2.
That's a good
when
point,
it came
though.
out, we were just absolutely irate with how Battlefront 2 was, and they spent the time. They did everything they needed to. They put the money into it without any hope for returns, and they fixed it and they made it good, dude. Oh my god.
Well, that's No Man's Sky, the same thing. Like I was waiting for that for years, pre-ordered, spent the money on it, and it, you know, like it sucked at first, but it got way better.
Yeah, they fixed
Yeah,
it.
I heard about that.
Well, and I
Yeah.
mean that's not what they're trying to do. I mean they're trying to fix it. They can't rewrite a story they've already written,
And they're
That's
not going to
just-
do it in a year.
and but they can't at all. Like that Rey, Kylo, Emperor, Snoke that timeline is built unless they do a World Between Worlds where something there doesn't happen.
Right.
But that's
I
it.
don't
That's
see
the
them
that's
doing
the-
that, though.
That's the only way they can fix it, and they're not going to. They're not gonna redo something they spent an absorbent amount of money. Because the one thing I know is the mouse doesn't apologize.
No,
Never
sir.
bend the knee.
The mouse is not wrong.
I don't
So
really want them to.
we're gonna do it.
I don't.
We're gonna
I
redo
don't
it. That's it.
idea.
You know.
Oh,
I
you
don't
you
even
ain't
like the
seen
idea of
nothing yet.
retconning or anything like that, man. Because I don't know. Presumably we all don't really love the sequel trilogy that much, but there's a lot of people out there that do love the sequel trilogy. I'm not really about alienating any fan, any type of
sequels,
fan, you know?
dog.
I don't really hate. I probably hate the sequels the least out of everyone here. I kind of, I watch them from time to time, and I don't know. Even though I don't love them, I don't want to make anyone like. Imagine if they like back in the day when everyone was on the sequel or the prequel hate train. If they were just like, you know what, let's just retcon the prequels. They don't exist anymore. I would be pissed. I would be like, well, that's your.
Not me. I don't care, bro. I don't care. Like, dude, your opinion is your opinion, and that's like it doesn't. It's somebody's choice to be offended. It's your choice to be offended. If I say something that you don't like, it's a choice that you're making to be offended.
Well, no, I'm
So,
not
like,
saying I'm not saying the people's opinion on Twitter would make me. I'm saying if Star Wars actually decided to retcon the prequels, I would be mad.
Right.
So I'm saying I don't like. You can say whatever you want. Retcon the sequels. You can say whatever you want. I'm saying if Disney were to actually retcon the sequels, I'm not about that because that would alienate a lot of the fan base.
Right. But
I'm
is the
being
new
attacked.
timeline retconning it?
personally, selfishly, I would like for them to be retconned, but I also don't want to alienate the fans that love the sequels. A lot of people.
Is it
that's the first.
considered a retcon though? If it's a new timeline, I mean, Marvel does this stuff all the time.
Right, that's what I'm saying. The only way to salvage it is to use the world between worlds. If you're going to do anything along those lines, that's it. It can be done. It just they're not gonna do it.
You know, I think why. I think there's kind of like two things at play. Like I always say, the missus is a big nerd, and she texted me this. I think two things. First, I think the prequels were George's story, so he's not retconning his own stuff. The sequels aren't his story. But then also, if George chose to change something, it was kind of like his vision, where I feel like if they are changing the sequels into a different timeline, I feel like it's in direct response with how people reacted. Because I highly doubt that they had a plan for that from the beginning. But I also agree with Justin. You know, if people like it a lot, that's good for you. Like when it comes down
jealous,
to it,
dude.
I just don't. I can't watch it. You know, as much as I want to like it, I've just had to move on because it just doesn't connect with me. And you know, but at the same time, like you were saying, X-Wing, if you like the sequels, I'm just a very direct person. Like, and if I offend people every single day, you know, just straight up, I just don't like them. But that doesn't mean that someone else can.
Yeah, right. I'm totally not saying don't express your. I offend people all the time too. Like I'm very straightforward as well. I was strictly saying I don't want them to be officially retconned in the canon. Like that's it. If you hate the sequels, like say that. I don't like do not worry about anyone's feelings. Just say your opinion, but I'm just saying I don't want the fan, because I know like some of my friends, that's the first, like that's their Star Wars, and like that's fine. Like I always try to convince them that that's not the real Star Wars, but they can think whatever they want, and I don't want them to feel alienated. That's
yeah,
all
dude, I'm the same way. Like if the sequels bring in new fans, dude, that's awesome. Bring them in. Like check it out. Look, this is Star Wars. Sequels were cool. Check this other stuff out. And maybe, you know, if they look at the other stuff, they're like, oh, I get where you're coming from now. Like, I love this stuff too. Okay, I understand how you feel now, why you feel the way about this. And like, a lot of people are mad about the sequels because like Rose Tico and Canto Bite. That's like their big thing is Rose Tico and Canto Bite. I'm like, what? That's what you're mad about? Like, the only thing that I'm mad about in the sequels, the only thing I'm mad about is Luke. That's it. That's the only thing that bums me out. When I came back and I looked at the stuff that was supposed to be done, and like him having reaction scenes to Han dying, and like, you're going to cut that out? You cut that out? How did we not wind up with Leia, Luke, and Han together in a single scene in 9 hours of filmmaking?
Yeah.
Big fact.
But you did.
I don't understand.
Like 15 seconds.
Oh, Carrie dying probably put a kibosh on that also.
For sure.
Like, let's be real. Like, they had to rewrite a lot because Carrie died.
But wasn't Han already dead?
It should have been in The Force Awakens. It should have been in The Force Awakens. Han, Luke, and Leia should have been in that reactor, and Luke and Leia should have seen Han die. That's all I'm saying. Instead of two people that knew, you know, Han for, I don't know, 20, 30 minutes, like, we should have seen Luke and Leia see Han die.
Damn,
that emotional weight would have just destroyed me.
Yeah. Especially Han or Luke, Leia, and Chewie all watching him die. That would be tough.
For sure. Yeah. There's like hours of footage actually of like Mark Hamill saying the exact same thing, talking about, you know, it would have been way better if me and Carrie like ran up, and even if we were too late, like if we were just there to see it happen,
to see him die.
Yeah, exactly. And that would have been way better in my opinion.
So what do we think about when George says he doesn't like the sequels? Like when he says it's not my Star Wars.
Has he ever? Well, I mean, he hasn't said he doesn't like it. He said they went in a different direction. Yeah, there's a sniper outside of his house 24/7. And if he says one thing, the mouse is pulling the trigger.
Just say it.
I dare you, Georgie.
God. We're watching you. Feed you to Pluto.
Actually, you know what? The sniper's not on George. It's on his kids.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, George.
Real dark.
Just go ahead and stay quiet, buddy.
It's got real dark. Hey, I'm about to be out of here in a few minutes, guys. I just want to say one thing before I go. Two things actually. Sheiv, man, how you gonna join as soon as I'm leaving? What's going on, big fella?
You know how it is.
Well, no, I don't.
I want to stream for 5 hours, but by the way, it's been 2, so I'm out.
Yeah.
Secondly, I want to say that I see all these comments, not in your chat, but I just see comments, from the fandom all the time saying how like Star Wars is forever ruined. I'll never go back. They'll never get my money. Not today, Satan. Like all this kind of stuff, right? And all I gotta say is, look, for the people that are mad, I understand why you could be mad, but let's not get it twisted. All right. Oh, he done blew me up. Y'all see that? No doorknob since 95, baby. Look, let's not get it twisted. Just like how Microsoft, I'm going back to that analogy. Just like how Microsoft is making moves again and selling more product again because people see what they're doing and they're enjoying the turnaround. You will do the same thing. If Star Wars starts to get better, if they do some of the dope stuff we've been wanting them to do, then you're going to go back. Okay? And if you don't, it's your loss because you're going to not see some of the amazing things we all get to see. So I just want to say my piece on that.
Preach!
Big
Preach! Preach!
So don't be mad just to be mad. I mean, like, you're the only person that suffers.
Be mature. Get a hold of yourself.
Yeah, slap yourself.
Give yourself a tug tit.
Whoa, what?
Yourself a tug?
What did he say?
What did he say?
We need that meme for that right now.
You know what I'm saying, though. Yeah, I think everybody, everybody's worked up and everybody wants to be part of the cool crowd. It's either cool to hate it or cool to love it and hate on people who hate it. It's one of the two. And I think we forget sometimes that we're all just fans and there is such a thing as a gray area.
True that.
Mm-hmm.
So,
I shall be that gray area when I say personally, I think all Star Wars movies have their own flaws, but they're all still good.
You trying to say there's no such thing as a perfect movie?
No, there's never going to be such thing as a perfect movie. I mean, yeah, they all have their flaws, but I think that's what makes them special.
Right.
Now that's something that your mom tells you when you're little, like to make you feel better.
Everybody's beautiful. I'm like, bro, that guy was ugly as hell. What the hell are you talking about?
I think like when it comes to like George, I don't think it's necessarily that it's like he's saying like it's not my Star Wars, but I think he's just more expressing disappointment because the sequel was supposed to be already planned. They had all the scripts ready. They knew what they were doing, and then
his vision.
Yeah, and then it was like his life's work basically, and for someone to kind of just come in and throw it in the trash and keep changing it, and the movies weren't really consistent with the prequels, and I think that's my gripe with it, is that it didn't feel like they really tried to tie in much to the prequels versus we're just gonna make an exact copycat instead.
Yo, look at it this way. I make a video and someone gets in the comment section trying to tell me what I'm saying about like, nah, dog, like what you meant to say. I'd be feeling a certain type of way. Like, don't put words in my mouth. I know what I said. I know what my video was about. So imagine being on George Lucas's level with this something like Star Wars, something I'm on the internet talking about, and then you just see people like twisting and crapping all over. Like you're gonna feel
death threats and stuff.
Yeah, even if you say, "Oh, I'm done with it. I sold it," you're gonna feel some type of way. Like that's hard.
Baby.
That's hard to see,
And
I
you see how much he cares for it.
Doesn't bother me at all. Doesn't bother me at all. I already got a death threat. I got 500 subscribers. I already got a death threat. Come on, bring it on. Bring it on. Let's go.
Someone threatening the leader of Rogue Squadron.
Yeah,
that's whack.
That's tough.
I like it. That's how I know I'm making it.
You've hit
haters mean you make it, right?
Status.
That's what I'm saying. I
He's
love
like,
that
please
stuff.
more. Please
wait
more.
till
Honestly, if I get 4 dislikes on a video, I'm like, let's go. Yes, reach the people I wanted to reach.
Yeah, I
You
remember
want to know something crazy though? So, like when we first started this, it was just like our channel. It was purely just to like kind of learn more technology and just talk about the nerd stuff my wife and I talk about. And we watched Biomes, and to me, it's the most boring thing that exists. And I just was like, we need content, and I have Biomes, right? So I just, for like 6 minutes, I just kind of just said how much I don't like it. And so many people, like, it's like
That's
there's
your
way
banger
more
video, bro.
Yeah, there's way more views than it deserves, and so many people are so upset with me about disliking it. Like, I'm not getting people saying they're going to kill me over it, but it's like, it is bizarre how sensitive people can be in the Star Wars fandom. If I'm just being real, like, it's okay if someone doesn't like what you like.
Yeah.
And it's
Yeah.
biomes. It's not like I'm saying there's no sequel treatment in it. It's like saying I just don't like how they executed biomes, and people are thinking that I'm like attacking their family, that I'm spitting on the graves of their ancestors. Like, it's insane. I think honestly, like, I'm 29 years old. I think there's something about our generation where we need to toughen up a little bit. Like, it's okay for people to say that they don't like something that you like. It's okay for people to just straight up tell you to your face that you suck and that they don't like you.
Can you believe that's a
person.
conversation that we have to have?
Sadly, yeah.
He
People
said
lose
he
their
didn't
jobs.
like something that I like.
We also grew up in very different times, my friends.
I'm telling my mom.
People lose
For
their
real.
jobs,
Bro.
like, over
Yeah.
disagreeing.
Big
Yeah.
facts.
People lose their jobs over trying to spread love.
When I was little, it was not uncommon for just random adults to be able to like snatch kids up and like discipline them. Right? Like, this whole idea of like, you can't tell my kid what to do was not a thing when I was a little fella. And
Yeah, dude, your kid just shot my kid with a BB gun. I'm gonna beat the
oh,
blank out of him.
it was more like, oh, your kid has a problem with my kid. Let's put him in the street and let him handle it.
Yeah,
Right, like,
put him in the
Give him
cage.
some boxing gloves.
That's the generation
Yeah.
I grew up in. Like, oh, you got beef, he got beef. Let's settle beef. Now it's I'm telling my mom and they're gonna call the principal and you're gonna
My
get
dad's a
suspended.
lawyer.
It's my
Bro.
mom's gonna tweet the principal.
It's
That's what it is.
a completely different.
My
space.
mom's gonna call your manager.
That totally reflects on the Star Wars community. Also, it's like, well, this is supposed to be a safe space for me to enjoy Star Wars. Cool. Then enjoy it and shut up and enjoy it. Don't get offended because somebody tells you you're wrong about Star Wars because you don't know as much as them. Like, this is
It's meant to be a safe space for every Star Wars fan, not just a certain type of Star Wars fan.
Mhm.
I hate
Right.
those two words together. I hate those two
Safe
words
space?
together. I hate it.
Fair enough.
Is this a
How about we
safe space
create a-
for me to express my opinion?
Fair enough.
How about we create a space and talk about stuff?
well, and it's, I mean, like we were talking about it. I enjoy being wrong, right? Like, for me, if you're teaching me something that I was wrong about, that's awesome. Like,
Yeah.
and and I love conceding when I'm wrong. So, but not a lot of people do. People just want to be right. They don't care what the subject conversation is. They just want to be right. And
And that's why I went on Dark Choco's stream because Dark Choco, I mean, dude, that guy, I mean, everything Star Wars. He loves everything Star Wars, and I respect
dope
that
dude.
so much. He's, it's just like, it's pure love. And I watch his TikTok, and every day it's like some other hater comes at him and says like, well, what about this and this and that? And he makes a TikTok about it, and he's like, this is why, this is why, this is why. Stop being so salty. And so I was like, I wouldn't call myself like an outspoken hater of the sequels. I just don't like them because of the Luke treatment. You know what I mean? But I went on the stream. I haven't read any of the High Republic stuff. I went on there and I'm like, dude, teach me, talk to me about it. Let me know as somebody who doesn't understand so I can try to learn a little bit more about it. And I found out that, the way that I felt originally, it was correct and it wasn't for me. You know what I mean? But that doesn't mean I harbor any hatred for Choco. I love Choco. You know what I mean? And I love the positivity that he spreads. So it's just this weird, I think there's just a group of people who just want to be miserable. There's a group of people who just want to hate and be miserable. Because
I can
it's-
confirm.
it's what's cool, man. That's what gets you clicks and likes. You hate on something. That's what gets you
Yeah.
clicks and likes.
I think there's a big difference too between making a video saying you don't like something and here's why, between making a video by saying Disney Star Wars is complete garbage and it always will be. Let me tell you why. There's dude, I can't stand watching that, dude. It's just so exhausting. I'm like, dog, turn it off, please. Yeah, I'm like, this is not you. This is camera you, dog. Like, you don't. Come on.
That's you
Fake
going back to
outrage.
the fake mad. But yeah, yep.
It's fake outrage, man.
Facts.
It's true. It's the thing. A lot of your favorite YouTubers do that, dog. They be watching stuff and like, oh, they won't like this. Let me make myself super upset. Like there's a lot.
Are you talking about Jay right now? Because he's in the chat.
I don't. I don't. That's one thing that I don't want to do on my channel is I'm trying not to say, well, I don't like this. Right. I'm trying to put stuff out there that I like. I'm trying to put stuff out there that I think is a possibility. If I'm wrong, I enjoy being wrong because that means something better happened than when was in Swirling in my universe. But the idea for me is to not put out negativity. If you find negativity in my videos, you are definitely negative.
Somebody's gonna find it, dude. That's what I'm saying. Like X-Wing is nothing but X-Wing is nothing but positivity and love, and there are still people that hate it. That's why that stuff doesn't bother me, because there's nothing you're gonna do or say that's gonna change that person's mind. So I don't bother. It doesn't bother me because it's like that's just who you are as a person.
Right.
Well, and I think it comes down to, it's like, if you think about YouTube, and I mean, you could think about this music, art, or whatever. Like, think about photography. There was a time where when you would take a photo, you had to take it to a dark room. It had to develop. It had to be in secrecy.
I used to do that.
And now everything's so instant. And I think there's so many people where it's like they just want to put something out there, but they want people to like it right away. And so I think the real question is, like, why are you doing it? If you're doing it for money, like, you do you. Like, that's all right. Just be real with that and own it. If you're doing it to be an entertainer and you know that you're being fake, whatever, you're being fake. People will click and you'll get paid. If you're doing it because you love stuff, awesome. Like, for me, when I talk about things I don't like, what I'm going to say is I don't like it, but here's how I think it could be better. There's some stuff, like, I'm just not going to talk about because I just know I'm just going to get pretty pissed, and I'm just going to talk about how much I don't like it, and I don't think it can be made better. But I think what's hard is, I mean, I work literally my job, like, I'm dead exhausted because I just had like a week-long summer camp for 71 high schoolers.
Poor kid had to go all the coast and hang out by the beach.
I know. It was actually amazing. Man. But it's like, my whole job is with teenagers, and what's crazy about this generation is they see crazy success and crazy fame, and they're like, I want that. But the thing is, it's like a lot of those people, they've had to work hard for it, or they just got it because they're just pleasing people left and right. Like, today they can be for this, tomorrow they're against it.
Yeah,
that stuff's temporary, though. You know, that's the thing. That stuff is temporary, and that kind of that hate culture, dude, it's gonna go away. Like, what if Star Wars starts going good?
Yeah,
if you
people will always find stuff to nitpick, though. That's what you forget. Like, Loki, in my opinion, has been a good show. People have found a way to take dumps on it. This show is completely ruins the MCU. They've got Infinity Stones in the drawer. Oh my God, Marvel's in ruins. Like, people will always find a way to take something, dissect it, and be like, this is horrible.
Aren't we doing that for Star Wars too, though? I mean, we're doing that with the sequel trilogy.
Sometimes. To be fair, some of the stuff in Star Wars and a lot of people they hire are actually horrible. That's the only real difference. Like, some of this, I feel like some of the stuff people like dissect is actually like, okay, that's pretty horrible. But I feel like sometimes you can just tell when someone's like reaching for something to hate.
But don't we have a little bit of a reason? I mean, I'm not I try not to be negative in this space. But don't we have a bit of a reason to be upset with Star Wars? I mean, you look at Marvel, people can have a reason to be upset with Marvel. You're going to find, the gender fluidity or the female Loki. You're going to find something in every movie, but at the same time, those movies and that organization has a direct direction, right? There's always been somebody at the helm that has an idea of where they're going in the future. And Star Wars had this interesting time between 2015 and 2019 where we had 3 different captains of the ship.
Yeah,
2.
see, that's not what I'm talking about, though, Obsession. Like, the thing that I'm saying is
important. But that's important because nobody above them was making the right decisions.
I agree.
And that's important.
And so I guess I should say yes. I'm totally agreeing with you. What I'm trying to say is, like, the people that are mad at Loki are upset over like modern politics, and I think a lot of people that are like upset at the sequel trilogy, they're upset because of like modern day, gender politics and things like that. That's not what I'm upset about. I'm upset about character treatment and story. not about
that's what I'm saying,
whether or
is-
not Loki is bi. You know,
But that's
like
the
I don't
only
give a
thing
shit.
But that's the only thing that they can pick apart because the story department at Marvel has been killing it for years with
Yeah.
one direction in mind. They had Infinity Wars, they had Ultron, they had all of these monumental markers that they had to get to the end game, right? Where Disney didn't, because the people that were in charge made decisions, and those decisions trickled down to what happened in the movies instead of having one clear thought throughout the whole direction of the entire universe, not just the
Agreed.
season,
Yep.
right? So I'm not trying to sit here and be negative, but we have a reason to be upset
Right.
as fans.
An actual reason.
An actual reason to be upset. I'm not just sitting here saying we have a reason to be upset because everybody has a reason. No, they gave us a reason because you chose to not have a pilot in the ship and let the ship go on autopilot and let these guys do whatever they're going to do. And then at the end, they're trying to fix their movie through his movie instead of having one clear direction the way Marvel did. And that's why Marvel's winning right now. And that's why Star Wars is putting the pieces back in the bucket to get back to where we need to be. And we have a reason to be upset. The thing is with a reason to be upset brings a lot more haters to the platform.
Yeah, I think to build on that too, another kind of like difference between the two is just kind of like what you were saying. Like obviously there's one visionary with Kevin Feige there, but they kind of just can. And again, to build on top of it, they connect everything there. Like they take extra care and all the things that connect with it. Whereas Star Wars, like they took the EU and like all the expanded universe stuff and just threw it in the trash as soon as they had it. And then after they did that, they complained about not having source material, which Marvel has a crap ton of. And then after they complained about having, that's what I'm saying though. They threw out the source material and then tried to make garbage versions of it. No offense to anybody else, but it's straight up like compared to the expanded universe that was already there, they just completely crapped on it and then acted like. The fan base was supposed to like accept it and like, oh yeah, this version of Luke Skywalker is way better than what we got in the EU. Like, no.
Yeah, you're gonna find.
I just saw that in the private chat. I'm sorry, we lost. Justin is lost.
Oh, he's back.
Hello.
Oh, there he is.
Hold on. Yeah,
You
I
gotta
go.
you gotta head out, bro.
Yeah, I gotta go. So I appreciate y'all for having me. I hope we could do it again soon. That was fun.
Yeah, this is fun, man.
See you, man.
Yeah,
See you, dude.
same for me actually too. I'm about to make like a ball and bounce. Get this puppy all situated. Yes, I love you too.
What's your dog's name?
Daisy. Say I'm Daisy. I'm Daisy. Yeah.
God,
I'm a
Daisy.
sweet girly.
Look at her smiling.
Don't lick me. Don't lick my face. I don't want you to lick my
I
mouth.
feel like
Look
if
at
I
my face.
say this now, I might get canceled, but I
Do
also
it. Cancel
don't
her.
really feel bad.
Do it. Do it.
I feel like the biggest, like, most extreme of the haters of whether it's Star Wars or Marvel are, I'm just gonna be honest, they're hypocrites because realistically they're probably the most casual of watchers of these shows or these movies that don't really know the source material or don't really like do their research or don't like it's different when you're brand new, but when you're someone who claims to have been a fan for years, or you're like, oh, I know all this stuff, and then you're hating on it, and then someone asks you, oh, well, did you know this was part of the comics, or did you know this was part of the books, or whatever, they're gonna be like, no. And then it's just gonna make, I feel like doing that makes you kind of look like an idiot.
Yeah,
When you try to hate on something that you either know nothing about or you claim to know about, but then once the question comes up of, well, did you know this was this was established in this? And they go, no, I'm just gonna look at you and be like, well, maybe that's why.
Yeah.
I agree so much because you know why I literally, when you guys talk about Marvel, I don't talk, and please don't hate me for this. I have seen up to Civil War, and that's it. I know generally what happens, and like I need to go back, but like I heard friends talking about like WandaVision, and it was mixed, and I'm like I can't say anything on it because like like I am years and years behind, and so like I agree with you 100% because it's like there's people I know that like about Star Wars, like they speak so definitively about it, but it's like I know for a fact, like they're my friends. And I'm like, you haven't seen like a lot of stuff.
Well, and don't feel bad about not seeing WandaVision. I had a real hard time. I couldn't even watch
I liked it. Once that's another thing. Like I don't get all the hate. I thought it was pretty good.
I still I know what happens, but I haven't even seen Endgame. Like I haven't actually watched it.
Watch Endgame, man. Enjoy it.
Yeah, you should. Part of the hate for WandaVision is just like comparatively to the comics, I think, though.
For me, it was timing. It was tough the first episode was really hard for me to get into. I had a really hard time jumping into that series. And Loki, I was hesitant to give Loki a chance because I was like, man, WandaVision was tough. But Loki was like, yeah, this is fun. I didn't feel WandaVision was fun at the beginning for me. Maybe it got better, but I couldn't get past the first episode, to be honest.
And kind of like what I was saying, I know I kind of talked about it in my stream a little bit. Everyone's going to have different things they like, especially in terms of the TV shows for Marvel, because they're completely different genres of shows. Like, WandaVision is a sitcom style, Falcon and the Winter Soldier is more serious, and Loki so far has been very much so like Ragnarok, Endgame, Infinity War, kind of sticking consistent to the Marvel movies, where the other two shows are kind of their own separate thing. Loki is the one that's really connecting everything together.
Yeah. Yeah, it really, Loki has that like extra feel where you know it's going to impact the rest of the universe, whereas like WandaVision, you kind of had hopes that it would do that, especially like early on, and like they kind of even teased you, making you think it was going to have big implications, and it still could have big implications going forward, you know, but like it didn't really connect to anything else. It like literally WandaVision and Falcon and the Winter Soldier are like so standalone that like if you put them next to everything else and you took them out of the universe, it wouldn't even affect the universe as a whole at this point.
I think if they didn't do Loki, WandaVision would have been pointless, because we know that Wanda is a magic user, Loki's a magic user, Doctor Strange is a magic user. It hasn't really been confirmed that Loki's going to be in Doctor Strange, but honestly, that could be what ties into everything. And I mean, if they didn't have it, WandaVision kind of would have been pointless. And yeah, realistically, they are standalone shows because Falcon and Winter Soldier is going to tie into Captain America 4, whereas this one is going to be what expands the next phase of the MCU.
Well, yeah, I mean, the stuff they're doing now is pretty awesome, but they're running out of gas right now. They're putting everything out right now, and next year is going to be Marvel's rebuild year. You know, they're going to start working on all their new movies and shows, and Star Wars is going to take the forefront of all of it. There's 5 shows in the deck. You put any one of them out at any time, and it's fire. If they start the year off with Kenobi, forget it. The year's done. Like if you start off with the best show, it's a wrap.
No one's gonna want to wait around for the rest because that's gonna be like their biggest success.
I don't know, man. Like
I'm pumped for all of them.
aren't they?
I don't know. Like I'm still pumped for all of them, but I think that one's gonna be the biggest one because of them bringing back Hayden and Ewan.
Dude, yeah, Kenobi's stupid important. You know, I was talking to my brother about it because he's a huge Lord of the Rings fan, and they're doing the Amazon Lord of the Rings show. And I was talking to him about it because we're both like, I mean, he could do the same thing on a channel for Lord of the Rings that I do for Star Wars. He might actually be a bigger nerd for Lord of the Rings. And I said to him, I was like, Kenobi is the same thing as his Lord of the Rings Amazon show. I'm worried about it. And if they F it up, it's going to be really bad for the fan base. You know what I mean? So I don't know what to expect. From what I've seen, it looks like they're really trying hard. For sure. I'm pumped for it. I'm going to watch all of it regardless. I'm never going to be the guy that's like, oh, I didn't like that episode, or, ooh, I guess Obi-Wan Kenobi's bye. Like, I don't care. Just give me a good story. That's all I'm looking for. If they mess up the story again, I start to lose. I haven't lost faith yet, but I think if that one goes, I'm going to start losing some faith for sure, because Kenobi is extremely important.
I think they proved themselves. I think they've redeemed themselves and proved themselves with
Mando and everything.
But with the authenticity that they've brought back to Star Wars in Mandalorian. So with giving us something everybody's always wanted, more Mandalorians. But you give us background, you bring in Katie Sackhoff to play Bo. That was huge. Just a legit callback, and what a brilliant way to do it. Yeah. And then you give us Boba, and then you give us Din Djarin is an awesome character. And then you finish the season with the Luke Skywalker we knew and we wanted.
Yeah.
And I feel like they have proved themselves, Dave and John, to be better caregivers of the Star Wars universe. And with that, I go into this with zero hesitance, with zero reluctance, with zero inkling that they're going to fuck it up.
Well, you never know.
That's how important. I think the torch is in the right hands right now, and the people are in the right positions of power to make sure that it happens.
All we can do is hope and wait.
And they didn't try to bring us another Vader, like another person. They brought us Hayden. They brought us Ewan. They're getting the band back together, and they're going to show us some awesome stuff.
That's why it's so important, dude.
And it's so important.
You're bringing in legends.
I think they know that. I think that they're taking it so serious, and they're keeping it so close to the vest. The's no leaks coming out of that.
It's tight, dude. It's watertight.
It's space tight. It's like vacuum tight. Like there's nothing coming out of there, but there's stuff coming out of all the other shows. Oh, we might get a Barris.
Well, I mean, we got like set leaks and pictures of actors walking with. Dude, they had on like barber shop.
I called it trash bags in one of my videos.
Yeah, like
it literally looked
cover
like
their costumes. Yeah. Like, how crazy is that? I know they can be trusted with it.
I think they can. I'm looking forward to it.
I will say, I know I've said this before that I'm going next month to it's called Celebrity Fan Fest. They're actually doing a panel that I believe Ewan is the one who's hosting it. It's going to have him and Hayden, and I'm pretty sure voice actors from Rebels, and we're getting the actor for Chewbacca. I'm going to see if I can try to film it, because I'm positive there's probably going to be some teases or hints they'll try to give at that panel. I'm sure there will be plenty of questions asking about it. So I'm going to be the inside info next month if I can.
And who's got crickets going in the background? Because I can hear it now.
I'm so sorry. I don't even. There's nothing I can do about that.
Is it? Oh, it
it's
is
definitely
you?
me.
Okay, all
I can hear him outside. That's fine.
You're good.
Dude, I thought I was going crazy.
I heard like little sound just in the back.
He was sending me DMs in the private chat. He's like, "Bro, am I going nuts or do I hear crickets?" I'm like, "I don't hear anything, bro." And then he left. I think he was walking around the house looking for the cricket to just kill. Like, you're ruining my stream.
Because I have the cats outside, and
it's happening here in Texas, in my city. It's at Six Flags, but they're doing it's called Celebrity Fan Fest. It's like a con or an event. But they're gonna I'm getting a photo with Hayden, and then they're doing a panel for people who are have tickets for FanFest, so I'm gonna definitely try to go to the panel and watch them, because I would really hope they tease a little bit on the show, or just kind of the what is in the works for Star Wars.
Yeah,
that's rad.
And you're if I remember right, you're doing like a meet and greet with one of them.
Right? I'm getting a photo with Hayden.
Cool.
They had
for the low price of $500, you can get a picture with Anakin Skywalker.
Actually, that was the price to get a picture with both of them. It was like $400 and something.
Wow.
They still available? I'll go down to Texas. Let's go.
Yeah, I want to say they still are. They actually had
down there. Let's
to
go.
add a day to it because people were buying tickets.
Come on, let's all go down there and stream live from outside.
Honestly,
on my
if you can handle like the 95-degree weather and the streaming
it's hotter
people,
here right now.
Yeah,
It was 122 degrees on the roof the other day when I was working, and I provided video for proof of that.
Nevada at its finest.
Gotta love it.
I'm in Oregon, and it's supposed to be 111 degrees on Monday.
With heat wave on this west coast.
We are not built for this.
I miss the snow and Reno and the mountains. That's the kind of weather I live for.
Yeah.
Let's go. I'm excited for that to come back.
Every Thanksgiving, it was like a blizzard.
That's why I live in the desert. I don't want none of that. Give me the heat.
I love it. Love it. That's why Lainey and I get along, dude. She knows my hometown. I'm a mountain boy.
But why the desert? I mean, like, if you like the heat, go to like Maui, man. Go to Hawaii.
It's the humidity,
Well,
bro.
Reno, for instance, is like mountains.
I melt, bro. I melt.
Yeah.
Like you saw the hats that I like. I have two hats. I have the one over there, and I have the color, and I have the gold for Gold Squadron on my Boba hats. And my work hat is gnarly. Like it doesn't. I wash it in the dishwasher all the time, and I'm a bald fat guy in the desert. It doesn't matter where I am. I sweat.
Wait. Hold on. The dishwasher?
Yeah. Wash your hats in the
Apparently
dishwasher.
that works. Yeah. Totally
Whoa.
I
works.
just throw mine in the washer.
No. Don't put them in the washer because it'll mess up the bill.
Beats up the bill.
Yeah.
I've thrown this guy in the washer.
Top shelf of the dishwasher, and put it on like a sensitive cycle. Don't like pots and pans or anything that.
Do you use like one of those little like the detergent
same
things
pots,
and everything?
What the heck?
pots.
Yeah.
And then when you take them out, you just hang them so they'll dry because it won't dry in there. You can leave it, but I empty it out. But just hang them.
Do you wash them with your dishes?
No. Just one load of just hats on the top rack, and that's it.
That's cool though. I never even thought of that.
It keeps the bill. If you like your curve, it keeps the curve because it's sitting.
Then you only got to clean out your dishwasher drain of hair like once every 3 months. You just kind of stick a snake down there, pull all the hair out.
I'm fat and bald, dude.
No, he's good. Yeah, you're good, bro.
So
okay,
but
guys. All right, look, we're at 2:36. Let's do one more of these before we go, because I need to like power nap before. I'm drinking a Bang Energy right now. This is how YouTube has ruined my life. I'm drinking a Bang Energy because I know I got to be on in 2 hours for another pre-batch. I want to know what you guys think. What's going to happen tonight? Let's do this. Let's plug ourselves. Let's get out of here.
All right. I guess I'll start.
Okay.
It's Sheiv the Wise. I run a channel called Vader's Lair. I do a lot of Star Wars news and a lot of speculation, so this is kind of perfect for me. Tonight, it's really tough to see kind of where this is going. I think Raxus has been a planet that's been talked about that's we've maybe seen in the trailers. Some other people thought maybe the planet was Onderon, but I think potentially we're going to Raxus tonight. I think the Bad Batch pretty soon, if not tonight, are going to meet up with Rex again, just because they kind of built that up pretty big the last time we saw Rex, and it did seem like they're going to see him. I think especially with Omega being gone now and everything that happened the last episode, they're probably going to need some help. And if they're not going to see Rex, the only other thing I could think of is maybe they need some money to get around, especially because that's the reason that they stayed on Baraka last episode. So maybe they go back to Sid and do another job for her.
You don't think they're going to be chasing Omega?
I think I think they definitely are going to be trying to chase Omega, but they don't really have any leads right now. They Cad Bane just pulled up, shot Hunter, and took her. I don't know if they're going to really know where to start. And Rex obviously has contacts and things, and he's been around. Sid definitely has contacts, and maybe could potentially. She already kind of led them in the direction of Fennec Shan, so maybe they go back to her to kind of figure out more about Cad Bane. But I hope, obviously, I want them to go get Omega, but I don't think it's going to happen right away. I think it's going to take a little bit for them to recuperate from everything that just kind of happened.
I feel it. All right, bro. Plug your channel one more time. I mean, I got it rolling, but
check out Vader's Lair, guys. Vader's Lair.
Yee, Sheiv. He's one of the homies of the channel. All right, buddy.
Yee.
I will see you later. God, I like that guy. Oh, who's next? Oh, hello.
Hello.
How you doing?
I'm good.
What are you thinking tonight? Do you have any opinions as to what's going to go on?
I think kind of going off of what Sheiv said, if they use like Sid or something to find a lead, it's probably going to be in exchange for another job, probably something risky like they've been doing. So I don't know. I kind of think that'll probably be the main thing, or maybe we'll see even Crosshair return. I hope.
Crosshair's gonna make an appearance.
I hope. I really hope they do, because I feel like they need to kind of they should really focus on him too. But y'all can follow me on Twitch.
Hey, watch the gaming streams.
I play video games and I rant about shows, and I choke on water while I'm trying to intro myself.
Work on that part.
So that happened.
All right, Lanny, I appreciate it. Thank you for coming in, hanging out. We appreciate you being here. Hopefully we get you back on again.
All right, bye.
All right, bye, Lanny.
Yeah.
I like her. And then there was the council.
The boomers.
This was fun.
It was.
Different kind of stream this time.
I was gonna see how you guys felt about. I thought the last stream, leading into the other stuff, was a lot of fun. I feel like the last stream was a lot of fun. This stream was way longer, so I like that. I like different things about it.
Well, that's kind of the fun part, how we round robin this whole deal, is that we get different flavors of different YouTubers on every channel. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I like it.
It was cool. I got to learn about how to properly wash my hats. But no, I thought it was cool. I thought there was a bunch of good stuff. I told X-Wing I played a basketball competition this week, and I did win, but I definitely feel like a boomer. My parts of my body are sore that I'm like, how does that even come into play in basketball, man? But,
hey,
I
we're
actually
getting
feel
old,
at
man.
home. I guess so, man.
What are you gonna do?
Yeah.
All right. Well, any parting words?
Yeah, I was thinking during the stream, I really hope that this is a Crosshair centric episode.
I'd be down
I think
for that.
that would be cool. Like if we, how we took a break from Crosshair and focused on the rest of Clone Force 99 and Omega kind of running away. I think it'd be cool. I mean, multiple episodes, but we're kind of running out of time. I feel like one episode dedicated to him dealing with his failure. Like they escaped on Camino, and now they've escaped on Baraka. And I think it'd be cool to see, how does he deal with it? How does the Empire deal with him? I think that would be a really cool episode to see. I don't know if we'll get it, but I would like it.
Obsession?
Yeah, I mean, I'd like to see Cad Bane again right away. I think that would be a lot of fun. Thank you, Vader's Lair. I'll make you one and send it to you. I think it would be a lot of fun to get a little bit of Cad Bane Omega interaction, kind of him prodding her as to why she's so important to warrant my high bounty, right? Because he's got to be the most expensive bounty hunter in the galaxy right now.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
So I think that's a big deal. I think his price is a big deal. And I would like to see some of that. I think we're going to see. I don't think we're going to see Rex right away. I think that's going to be maybe some season later stuff.
Yeah, hold off, because I didn't know we were getting 2 seasons. That completely changes the timeline.
I kind of figured we were going to get multiple seasons because there's just too much to go over.
Wait, hold up. When did this come out? There's 2 seasons.
Yes, there's going to be 2 seasons.
I had no idea.
Kind of changes the whole dynamic, doesn't it? Kind of takes
It
a little
does.
bit of the weight out of that back half of the season.
So it's not 16 anymore. So it's like
It'll be 32 eventually. Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because I was thinking last episode we're going to see everybody die.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think it's going to be.
I got PayPal, bro. Send me money. No, I'm just fucking.
I think they're gonna give us a lot of stuff we didn't expect to see here. Now, being as this is right after the Empire, I would be okay with seeing Ahsoka showing herself at this point, because this is about the time she comes back into the woodwork, is right after the Empire's over.
Yep.
So I would like to see her resurgence from wherever she's been hiding out. Maybe a little her Sabine.
And she's Fulcrum at this point.
Teaser. Well, this is after she's not Fulcrum. She's herself, because this is after.
Okay.
So I think this is where she starts coming out and making herself known.
Right.
And then but I think, yeah, I mean, they could, being as they have another 24 episodes basically to go through it. It adds a lot of time, and I think we're going to start seeing more of the fall of, the start of the Empire here.
Absolutely. Project War Mantle is one of the names of the episode, so we're going to see something.
It's going to be sweet.
I think we're going to see the destruction of the Geonosians.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's coming up. I think that's the one called Infested.
Right.
I think that's the one we're going to see. Maybe we see the new Empire destroy the Geonosians. So there's a lot, man. I think I would like to see this being a Cad Bane taking Omega to where she gets her, where whoever hired her for the bounty.
Right.
I think that would be the best use of this episode. Let's get away from the boys for a minute.
Yep.
Let's focus on who's after.
We got some storylines to close out. All right, guys. Well, I've had a lot of fun. This has been enjoyable. I hope we let's see, was it Thursday? Yeah, it's Thursday. Okay. Well, I'll see you guys again hopefully Sunday, right? Hangar Bay.
Cool.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
We gonna see you guys then?
I'll be up in the morning tomorrow, doing a post like I always do next morning. So I'll probably be on around, oh wait, no, I'm working tomorrow. So it'll probably be later in the day then. It won't be in the morning because now I have to work. So yeah, I'll do a post tomorrow at some point. So if you guys want to hang out, we'll be doing a post. And then Sunday, yeah.
Sweet. Sounds good. Yeah, remember, if you have not subscribed to Two Star Wars Nerds and the Star Wars Obsession,
it's treason, then.
Go hit that button. Make somebody happy. All right, guys. I'm X-Wing. I'm out of here. Thank you, Two Star Wars Nerds. Thank you, Mr. Obsession. We will see you guys on Sunday, all right?
Yeah, man.
Everybody have a wonderful night. Enjoy the Bad Batch. I will see you then.